Falcon. Punch.
That's also what she said.
There's a lot of things that she said that you like to bring up, C.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the King of Anime podcast. I hope your week has been amazing. It has for me so far. It's Monday, the worst day of the week besides Wednesday and Sunday.
Sunday's pretty alright. Fuck you.
Yeah, but like Sunday you gotta like go to bed early, you gotta get prepared for the week, and it's like,
I mean, I used to hate Sunday more as like when I was in high school, but now I don't mind it.
dang.
Sunday's 50-50 for me. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to go back to work on Monday. And then there's other days where if you have a fun-filled Sunday, you're just like, pretty nice.
What's up, Trayvon? What's up, Decrepit Storm? How are you guys doing? Did you hear the new Tyler album? Did you guys hear it?
I think
I've listened to part of it.
What's
Tyler,
the
the creator.
What are we?
Only listened to a part of it. I can't give you any of that.
Dang.
You have to full assessment before you can give a rating.
Yeah.
I think I listened to about like 6 or 5 songs.
What is like your first impressions?
I don't know if I want to give my first impressions of it. It's a Tyler album. I can say that much with certainty.
There you go.
There you go. There's the review. 10 out of 10. If you didn't know, this is the King of Anime podcast, where every week we cover anime and we kill or pass it every 3 episodes. But what have you guys been up to this week? How are things going?
I'm doing well. This past weekend, I was over at my brother's house and we had a Friendsgiving because we actually have a friend that's been here. God, I've known him for as long as probably since I was a sophomore in high school, and he is now next month gonna be actually moving away to Indiana. So we said we're not gonna be doing Thanksgiving this year. We're gonna have a Friendsgiving, and we get to hang out with him one more time next weekend before we say our parting goodbyes. I mean, I'll still play video games with him, listen and hear him on Discord and whatnot. But as far as in persons, I don't know. Probably gonna be a long time before I see him again.
Dang, that's brutal. But seems to be on to better things. Well, for me, I did a video today with Dandadan, but I also voted today. I'm very proud of that. There was this one girl that was behind me in line, and she was like, I swear to God, she was like 2 foot tall. I don't know what was going on.
Oh,
there.
She was short.
She was like, short people would look at her and make fun of her for being short.
Wow.
This is like Edward Elric kind of short.
Who you about calling a pipsqueak?
I felt like doing that. But yeah, that's what was going on in my neck of the woods, I guess. But I want to remind you guys, leave a like, share this podcast out with your friends, because if you don't, EA is coming for you. That's right. And we have a Patreon. Patreon.com/King of Anime. And we have a Blueski. So come and make some biskies with us and subscribe to us, bitch.
I feel like that gets emphasized more and more.
He's gonna be by like the end of the fall season. Subscribe to us, bitch.
I'm gonna be screaming
like
it into the microphone.
Like that skit from Key and Peele. I looked into this woman's soul, and I was like, bitch. You said that? Mm-hmm. To her face. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be like the Starfield pronouns guy. I'm just gonna be screaming at the top of my
My
lungs,
God.
just raging.
Oh my God.
Decrepit Swerve says by the end it will just be bitch with nothing else. That's amazing.
That's what we're working towards.
Subscribe to a bitch.
Well, let's go ahead and let's jump into news.
We got something that'll never give you the blues. Now let's get ready for the KOA.
It's miracles!
All right. First things first. Steins Gate visual novel is to get a reboot, and it is. Wait, why is that a bad thing? That's
How
a
many
bad thing.
times have they like rebooted this before though? Isn't this like the third time they're doing this?
No, not the visual novel.
Oh, I take it back. I thought it was like the anime or something because there's already a perfect anime and it already came
Yeah, it's
out. They
called
don't need
Steins
to
Gate
reboot
Zero.
that.
No, it's the visual
Boy,
novel. So
I-
they're like revamping the graphics and you know, I don't know when it released, like when the visual novel released, but considering the anime was out 2011, it
Mhm.
had to be, a decade ago, more than a decade ago. So, you know, it'll be a visual novel for a more modern audience. They'll probably like make the game a lot easier to play. So, I think I'm definitely going to get into it when it releases next year because I've always been interested in getting into the visual novel just because I know the anime would not be able to go through all these different variations and endings and routes that the visual novel will have. Because we can see a glimpse of it with like the Ferris route and this route and that route, but they just they wouldn't be able to go in depth with it with how long the anime was. So I definitely will check it out once it releases next year.
Very nice. I
Yep.
I after Fate, after reading all of Fate Stay Night in the visual novel form, I think I'm just done with visual novels. To be honest, I don't know if I had the patience for them.
I mean, if they come out with another cooking game, I mean, I think that's
Fate
when you'll
Cooking.
be back in. Yep, Fate Cooking.
I went back to play that game over the summer.
And
It was the same game.
that means you love it.
I just played it while working out because I was like, I haven't used my Switch in a while, so I'm gonna go on the
Wait. You played it while working out?
yeah, when I'm on my
How
exercise
does that work?
bike, I'm just like
Oh, okay.
doing some cardio, playing some
Gotcha.
Fate Cooking.
I gotcha.
Game is really easy, by the way, even when working out.
Trayvon said, "You guys doing anything for Halloween?" I am not. I'm going to be hiding in my house, and I'm going to turn off all the lights so no kids knock on the door.
Yeah. I'm probably going to be doing the same thing. My girlfriend wants to pass out candy to all the little kids, but I mean, last year we did that and barely anybody showed up. So it's like,
Mm.
just watch. We'll ignore it this year, and then we'll get a fucking cavalcade of just kids knocking, beating down our door, and we'll be like, "We don't have any candy. I'm sorry."
It's like the Purge.
Just start giving out job applications.
It's like, "Oh, here's the job application.
Here's some
Here's a
toothpaste.
roll of pennies. Here's some toothpaste, a toothbrush, and
That's
a tie, some socks, some used underwear."
Oh,
I mean,
We'll
everything
never
sounds
come.
good except for the underwear. Like that would actually be good.
you know what? I want to set up like a bat signal on Halloween and see if Batman comes. That's what I'm gonna do. Shine it into the
Be,
sky.
be Be careful what you ask for. You just might get it.
Who knows? I may.
Batman comes to your door. What do you want?
Oh, I didn't know this would actually work. Hi,
Oh.
Batman. You want to come in and play some games or something?
I would like nothing more than to play games with you, Tactics.
Wow,
wow.
cool, man. Let's go play. What's a really bad game?
I don't know, like Parent Simulator.
Let's go play Parent Simulator.
And then he just starts crying.
What did you say?
Let's play Guess Who.
Let's go play a
Remember-
pirated version of Parent Simulator. Is that injustice?
Oh my God. I'm justice. Let's play a video game based off the books Twilight.
Have that?
I don't know. You know they're remaking those, right?
What, the Twilight movies?
Yeah, they're rebooting them into a TV series.
Yeah, I guess.
Well,
I know everybody's so excited for
only been-
that one. I
it's
know.
only been 10 years since the was it a trilogy or a tetralogy?
Technically, they made 4 books, but they turned it into 5,
Oh, okay.
and they turned the last one into 2-part movie, and it was stupid. All of them are stupid. I watched all of them drunk, and all of them were stupid, except for the first one. That's laughably bad.
There you go. There you go. Hey, soundtrack though. Those soundtracks were really good.
Oh yeah, late 2000s,
Early 10s. Pretty
early
good stuff.
10s. Mm-hmm.
Early aughts. Late aughts.
All right. For the next bit of news, this is it's kind of weird. The studio Cloud Hearts domain has expired. So whenever you try to, look up Cloud Hearts, you're not going to get anything. This is the studio behind the anime Whisper Me a Love Song. If anybody has ever seen that, it's a girls' love series. I read it myself. I haven't watched the anime. But there's been a lot of production issues. It already delayed its episodes 9 and 10. And to this day, mind you, this was an anime that was from last season. To this day, it still has not aired its last 2 episodes. And the Blu-ray is supposed to be delayed for 4 months because of production issues again. So I don't know what the hell is going on there, but it seems that everything has collapsed
My
on
God.
itself. Yeah.
Wow.
What is Whisper Me a Love Song?
It's a girls' love series. This is a pretty good one too. I haven't read it in a minute, but I enjoyed it.
Man, imagine those fans clamoring for the last 2 episodes. They're just like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
Yeah,
Are they gonna kiss?
Yeah, imagine being an anime only for it too.
Oh my God.
You're just stuck. Yeah.
You're just like that freaking meme of that guy sitting every place where he's sitting just alone, whether it be on like a hammock or a chair or whatever.
I know
he's
what you're
just,
talking about. Just looking down.
just wondering where those last 2 episodes are. I could not imagine. That would be awful.
Yeah, gotta suck. But last bit of news. This is more positive, even though this is not a girls' love series. It's a pseudo girls' love series. Crunchyroll adds Toei original, so anime original. Girls Band Cry. It will be streaming all 13 episodes November 6th. I have not finished the series yet, but I do watch it. I watched about like 7 episodes of it, and I enjoy it. It's one of those. I mean, you can tell from the name. It's girls in a band. There is some crying too, but yeah, for the most part, it's kind of like this coming of age thing. Good music in it. Very funny series. I feel like it'll be something that we would enjoy, but yeah, it's supposed to be on Crunchyroll now
Nice.
or soon.
Sounds like a D4 DJ type series.
I remember that one. You told us about that one, see?
Yep.
And it was like all CG, and there was a girl who did both the English and the Japanese, but she had a really thick accent when she did her American one, but it worked.
Yeah,
I
that's
remember.
pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it for the news? We got anything else?
I have a couple of things.
Okie doke.
Just really quick things. Rumors are revving up for the Nintendo Switch 2 because they're hyping it up as to coming up next year. But there's no, like, everybody is just like, oh, there's going to be an announcement soon. It has to come out soon, but nobody knows shit. And all it is just people speculating. And I'm so curious to see what's going to happen when the Switch 2 does come out or whatever it decides to be called, because Nintendo, especially with the Switch, has been killing it. They've been doing a great job with the Switch and all the games that have been coming out and all that good stuff. So, guess it's not really news. It's more like rumor, I guess. But final bit of news. Oh shit, where'd it go? Nope, that's it.
All right then.
We run a tight ship here.
Yeah. We don't know. We don't run no sloppy shops here at KOA. We are the cleanest shop.
Whatever. I don't care.
Just ignore the pile of garbage in the corner there. That's where we put our garbage. Yeah. One day it's gonna fall and it's gonna just ruin everything, but it's like reverse Jenga. Other than that, let's go. Wait. Decrepit Storm says, I was imagining C playing that game while doing push-ups. You mean
I was
fake
too.
cooking?
Yeah, that was me too. When you said you were working out and playing that at the same time, I'm like, I was thinking like you were doing crunches. Like you would go 1, scribble, scribble, 2, scribble, scribble.
That would be hard to do. It's like a part rhythm game. And it's at 30 FPS, so it's like horrible. But anyways, let's go ahead and let's get into our first anime. Let's go ahead and let's talk about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 6. This episode had our kind of like first real introduction to the Major Armstrong, the brutish, muscular, lovable badass who has a flair for the dramatic, so to speak. And it has a couple other stuff in it too, like they go back to their hometown and we get to meet the what's the grandmother's name? We get to meet her. We get to meet Winry again. We get a little bit of stuff going on with Dr. Marco. So let's go ahead and let's just jump into the episode. What did you guys think about it?
Armstrong is awesome. He's definitely has a flair for the dramatics, but he's absolutely he's a caring and sensitive soul. Though he would crush you for just hugging you, but also whip your ass if you ever opposed him. He was on a train with the Elwick brothers because he was gonna protect him because, Scar's on the hunt for him. And, Alex is just like, I will protect your boys with my life. If I have to.
You all. Yes, I will. That's what he sounds like, right?
Yeah. No, he's not old and decrepit.
What are you talking about? It's me, Major General Captain.
I swear on these muscles I will protect you, our brothers.
Yep. And he takes his shirt off and really shows how defined he is. I'm like, he's a nice guy.
He's like the meathead character kind of, but he has a little bit of a subversion on his character where instead of just being a dumbass, he's still a dumbass, but he's like a really big-hearted guy. and you
Mm-hmm.
get the idea that this guy's just a really big bear more than anything else. And
Yeah.
he just
He would.
little Rengoku energy in that sense, where he's like, you know, he kind of takes care of the younger people around him.
Mm-hmm. He would swoop you up in his arms and rock you to sleep as he tells you a nice little bedtime story. There once was a muscular man who came into your village and saved the whole town. Now go to sleep.
I think this show does a really good job of making their characters likable and also giving you great characterization very early on so you can kind of already understand what you're getting from these characters because a lot of these characters kind of wear their hearts on their sleeve as to who they are. It's not that much of a mystery. So when you see Armstrong, you may not know like his whole story, obviously not, but everybody immediately likes him because he takes a liking to our main characters. He has a big heart, as we can see throughout the episode. Like when he hears their story, he cries for them and swears to protect them. And then we also see that he's somebody in the military who is probably one of the most human characters in terms of having empathy for someone. Not to jump too far ahead, but once we get the introduction of Marco, and he's he deserted the military, and obviously that's something that Armstrong should probably he should report because can't can't do that. But when Ed asked him about it, he just went, "Oh no, well, I just went to go visit a town doctor. I didn't do anything like that." So he's somebody that could recognize that Marco's trying to atone for his role in the Ishvalan War, and because he's doing good, and he could recognize that he didn't see it fit for further punishment from the military or anything like that. So he's just human on empathetic level, and I think that resonates with a lot of people.
For sure. Yeah, he's I like that scene too where yeah, exactly like you were saying. I'm just gonna report as I see it. I visited the local town doctor and went upon my way. I was like, oh, that's really nice because he really could, and maybe he should because as per being a part of the military, you would have to take in deserters. But yeah, he has a heart. He definitely does.
Yeah, it seems like he knows right from wrong, and like, yeah, he probably, as you said, EA, he should probably follow protocol or whatever, but he knows kind of like there's a different, not everything requires following protocol. Not
Right.
everything.
Right.
He's not a,
it, it,
he's
show,
not a machine.
it shows, and it's going to come up again, that he has his own morals that may conflict with the ethics of the military. Because ethically, he should report Marco, but his morals won't allow that, and that's something that's going to come back up once again. But like I said, early characterization from him already.
Yeah. When we do see Marco, though, we see that he's been a busy beaver, and he made a little pink goo.
Yeah, a little pink goo. He had it was that dollar store goop in a cup where you make the fart noises with it.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Yeah,
the putty.
Yeah.
yeah. Isn't it called like Flarp or something?
I do not remember. It's been so long.
I
but
don't know either. But yeah, I do know exactly. You're just like, oh, this is fun. It's like fun for like 5 seconds, and then you get bored with it. You're like, oh, this is funny. All right, I'm bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
But yeah, so he is the key to what the Elric brothers have been working for, the Philosopher's Stone. And it's not even a stone, it's just liquid. And he kind of explains that it can take many forms and has many names. So it's not just necessarily some red jewel that you'll see, but it can just, because he pours it out and it just forms as a solid. But that was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that was neat. The fact that even though it's a liquid, it was round on the table, and Edward's just like, "Whoa, what is this trippy thing?"
It kind of looks like mercury, almost.
Yeah, yeah, you could. I'd compare it to Mercury.
Yeah.
And even then, that's not the real Philosopher's Stone because we find out that even though he researched it, he was only able to create an incomplete Philosopher's Stone, which we've already seen throughout these episodes with first McDougal and then Father. Well, not Father, but Father Cornello.
Yeah, Father Cornello.
Oh,
Yeah.
father.
And seeing how powerful the incomplete one was, you can only imagine what a true Philosopher's Stone could be able to do.
Don't
Yeah.
fuck shit up.
Yeah, and that's like one of out of these 3 episodes, one of the kind of underlying element through them, I think, is just keeping that a secret. Keeping the Philosopher's Stone and what it truly is, hiding how to create it in every way possible.
Yeah.
We found out that when it comes to Marco, he found the ingredients to how to make a Philosopher's Stone, but he at first didn't want to tell him anything as far as how he got there. But then he kind of was like, "Okay, I'll tell you. It's in a library, and there's where it is." And that's all that they were going to tell him. And I was like, "Okay, well, at least it's something." So
Yeah.
we're that much closer to knowing what makes a Philosopher's Stone.
Except it gets thwarted in the end. Does that happen in this episode? Do they do that?
I don't
Or
know.
is it next episode?
It's next episode.
Okay.
You ruined it.
I'm sorry.
The
Yeah.
thing that we see after he gets that information is that Lust pulls up and
Oh yeah, that's right.
presumably does something to him, but we don't know.
She goes, "Hey baby, let's talk." And then Marco goes, "Oh."
she just wanted to have sex. That's it.
Yep.
I've
It was
come for my
nothing
booty
dramatic.
call, Dr. Marco.
Yeah, Dr. Marco
I'm
was
here
such
for
a
my
ladies' man.
checkup.
That'd be just so funny if that's what really happened. It's just like, "So, what did you do with Marco?" "Oh, I fucked his brains out. And then I went to the then I went to the library and set it on fire." Wait, he's still alive? Yeah, he's a good lay. I am gonna let that man go.
You were supposed to kill him, Lust. What the fuck?
Oh, well, he killed that pussy. And when that happened, I couldn't let him go.
Don't you know? It's in my name.
Lust.
Why are you sending me to do these things? You should send Gluttony. He's gonna eat everyone.
I was
Yeah.
going to say I don't know about that one.
Like,
he's not going to ask any questions.
Gluttony, we need you to.
The only question
Sorry.
he's going to ask is, "Can I eat it?"
Right. It's like, we need you to interrogate this man. Can I eat him? Okay. Oh, no. Damn it. That was our only lead. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, the first half though was everything to do with Marco, and talking about Marco himself, we can see what this Ishvalan war has done to people, because not only did it breed someone like Scar, who is on a mission to kill all state alchemists, no matter if they had something to do with the war or not, because the fact that he pulled up on Ed and we know he had nothing to do with that war shows you kind of how far gone he is in his quest for revenge. But at the same time, we kind of understand his wrath and his anger because of his people basically being exterminated. So we have that, and now we're seeing a different side of it to where, because the side that I'm talking about is the state alchemists and them having a hand in actually killing the Ishvalans. But there's the other side of the Philosopher's Stones and how they were created, and Marco not wanting to give up this information for some reason, but we can expect it to be bad because he sees the war as terrible, and it completely reformed him to the point that he feels the only way he can atone for what he did then is to save people's lives.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely like a hard pill to swallow.
It also kind of continues like the whole science versus nature or whatever, that kind of thing that we've been having as well with Marco, like alchemy and science and all of that. It keeps coming up, and I haven't seen this in a long time, but I imagine it is probably going to be. It's got to be building to something, right?
Oh, for sure. It almost kind of reminds me of Oppenheimer in a way. Here's a man of science that created something that was used to win the war, but by doing so, created some unspeakable horrors that he had to live with for the rest of his life. Same thing with I'll say Moreau, Marco.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost kind of parallel in a way when you think about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of elements within Fullmetal Alchemist that you could relate to the real world, and that's definitely not by accident because I think it draws a lot from the real world to convey its themes and the situations that we see.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta say, this is like one of the in this rewatch. This is probably one of the more impressive things I've noticed about it. I think when I was probably younger, I didn't notice a lot of these things. So this rewatch has really, really helped me in that regard.
Yeah, probably the teenage me was like, "Lust is hot."
Her fingers long.
Her fingers are long. Edward's short.
Oh, and something I talked about. So we know Armstrong is, strong, talented, brilliant. He can draw too, which was kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
he he was like one of those. I don't know what you call them.
Like the crime portrait
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like yeah, those people where he's like, "We're looking for this man," and it was like, "It's a pretty good drawing.
Yeah, I was
That's
like,
pretty impressive."
it looks better than the real guy.
Right.
It is somehow more clear than real life. It's an 8K drawing.
Yeah,
Wow.
it is. Well, we are introduced to older Winry.
Yeah, she apparently big. This is a big surprise. Apparently, Winry can age.
We didn't know that before. Was that a surprise?
Was that a surprise?
Yeah, she's a lot older now. She's even more of a machinery geek. Like and I'm listen. I may be a geek for many things, but I strive to be dedicated as Winry is to the things that she loves cuz oh my god, this lady, she loves automail so much. She spends 3 whole days working on new automail for Ed.
She has to stink.
Oh,
Oh
absolutely. She
yeah,
smells like
for
oil
sure.
and
And
sweat.
body odor.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She needs to shower.
I think she went straight to sleep after that too. So it's like 4 days.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Just go.
3 all nighters is pretty insane though.
That I
I
could
feel
not
like
do that.
yeah, I feel like she didn't need to do all of that.
She really likes Edward in order to do all that stuff, and he kept bugging her too. He was like, "Is it ready? Is it done? Huh?
Would you get
Huh?"
out?
And would you get out of here? Leave.
I mean, maybe Ed did that because he had brain damage after she greeted him by uh, throwing a wrench a la Tom Brady spot on at his fucking head and laughed
Yeah,
about it afterwards.
yeah. She was like, "Oops, oopsie poopsie. I didn't mean to give you brain damage. I forgot my arm and it's gone off me now. I need the right leg fixed too. Could you help me, mother? I'm not your mother."
She just hits him again, fixes him.
Hits him again. Yeah, it's like, whoa, where the fuck am I? Hits him again. I just thought I was want to make cookies. Where'd my other arm go?
It's like an old tube TV. You gotta hit it really hard for the picture to get clear.
Yeah, just like the Fonz, just, hey, it's fixed. All I just gotta do is hit it.
Yeah,
My God.
Winry's fun. I enjoy Winry. Winry's a fun reoccurring character.
Yeah.
It also shows how essential she is, despite not being a combatant. And because what you'll see in a lot of shonen series, especially with the female characters, is that you're kind of looked at as worthless or useless whenever you're not being able to be a combatant. Now we do always have our healers, so I guess you can say Winry is a healer in the sense that she's the one that fixes up Ed, but uh, you know, obviously she means more to the plot than just being someone who's going to fix up Ed and Al's armor, because I think what she and Pinako serve to be is an anchor for both Ed and Al, as they've lost everything. They burnt down their house. They don't have their mother, their fathers, wherever the hell he is. So they are the only constant things that Ed and Al have to their past that they go back to, because they've always tried to move forward no matter what. So I think just that alone, um, shows how great they are for the narrative.
Yeah, I like that. I like that they burnt down their own home because they didn't want something to come back to. That's such a. Not only is that cool, like just for a person to do that because of what it means, like the symbolism of going, yeah, I'm going to destroy my home because I can't turn back. There's something I have to do, and I'm going to force myself to do it.
Hopefully they forgot to, hopefully they remembered to take everything out before they did that, or else it would look stupid. It's like, oh, it looks so cool, burned down. Like, don't even look at it as it's happening. Alphonse goes, Ed, did you remember to take all your money out? Damn it! Now how are we gonna get there?
The money is always in the banana stand.
I remember when I was a kid, I didn't really understand them burning down their house, but my read of it 2-3 years ago made me understand it. But now I can actually talk about that scene. So as a kid, I never understood, like, why would you do that? Did you want to like erase the memories that you had then? But now they kind of just kind of spell it out for you. But of course, I didn't really understand it at the time. But it's the whole burn the boats philosophy. Is if
Yep.
anybody's ever
Sun
heard it?
Tzu, right?
Yeah. So
Talked about
like
that in our Berserk Nakama Club.
the tactic is you have soldiers who have crossed a river, or they're in a foreign land basically. You burn the boat so that they don't have a chance to retreat. So you're forced to only move forward. And that's the idea that they were going with. The tragedy that befell them happen. So it was either they were going to stay complacent, or they were going to set out and try to get their bodies back. And that required Ed to join the military and them to pursue the knowledge that they needed for the Philosopher's Stone, or, anything that could help them get their bodies back. So they didn't want a home to return to, because they didn't ever want to sit there and go back to, go just stay in one place. So that's why they burned down their house, because it was really nothing there left for them.
Yeah. At least that's what they tell people. In all seriousness, no. Seriousness, though, they just like fell asleep and with the candle burning, and they're just like, "Oh shit!"
That happened. They just had to look cool. They're like, well, yeah, we totally did that.
Yeah. Yeah. We burnt our house because we wanted to not look back, move forward. But Ed, aren't you? Shut up.
Yeah, he's holding the tears. Oh.
My favorite action figure was in there. I mean, nothing was in there. Nothing to go back to.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's what I just imagine.
it's a very noble thing to do, in my opinion, and it really shows their character and how they just wanted to really have this, and they went for it.
Shows their
Yeah.
dedication because you gotta remember they did this when they were like 8, 9 years old.
Yeah, it's brutal, man. It's hard to do it like that, but at the same time, even though they don't have a home to return to, they do, in the sense that they have Winry and the old lady, because that is their only family.
They can't burn them down.
Yeah, they can't burn their house down.
They probably tried it. What the fuck are you doing?
You pipsqueak
hey.
better not be plotting to burn my house down.
Don't call me a quick pipsqueak, old lady. Why? I see a pipsqueak. Therefore, I call you one.
Did you see how short Pinako was? Like, I knew she was short, obviously. But I didn't understand how short she was until there was a scene where she was inside the house and then she was moving towards the table. And she barely had her eyebrow above that table. I went, oh my God.
That's why she can live so long.
See, that's the person who voted behind you today.
Oh my God, it was. It was the small lady.
That it was Pinako. She went to vote. She's like, here we go.
No more term for Fury King Bradley. I voted for Roy.
Yes. A vote for Roy is a vote for joy. See, I can write that marketing campaign. I'm a genius.
Yeah, you got it. You got it all down. Now all you need is some scandals.
Couple.
Roy was seen masturbating with his fire hand. He caught his dick on fire. He caught his dick on fire, singed all of his hair off. I'm Fuhrer Bradley, and I approve this message.
Oh my God.
Oh, I love it. But yeah, is that all for episode 6?
Pretty much. It was just kind of like some backstory and just fixing arms and legs.
Yeah, I really liked Armstrong's inclusion in all of that too. Just like again, seeing his humanity and hearing the brothers' stories. And a thing that should also be noted is that not everybody knows that Ed and Al committed the taboo of human transmutation. We know it as the audience, and it feels like everybody else knows it too. But there's only a select few people who know it. Roy, Riza, Hughes, and Luis. So the fact that they, brought them there, it brought Luis there to what is like now their home, and he heard that story. It's like he's a confidant too for them, kind of like a big brother figure for those two.
Yeah, that's true. I never clocked that, but you're right.
He almost broke him in two when he hugged him at the end.
Oh well, we're brothers. You've been through so much.
Feel my tender embrace.
And
feel my nipple against your cheek.
His nipple alone will like cut glass and pierce the fucking armor of the automail.
My breast will provide friendship to you.
I don't like this hip.
I think my favorite part about him being there was him chopping the wood and doing like all the flex and stuff, and then bringing the wood in the house to Pinako. I don't know why this is so funny to me. Like, Pinako just doesn't react to him because he's like shining. He's like, I've got the wood here, ma'am. And it's just like, oh, yeah, put it over there. He just treats him like he's just some other guy.
She's seen it all in her old age.
Yeah. The old bat. All right, is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, let's go ahead and get into Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 7. This one was a little more interesting because we're kind of continuing the story from the last episode in the sense that we learned that Marco's research was destroyed by Lust, the
Oh
arsonist.
no! Why did she do that?
See, I remember. So I was watching this scene, and at the very beginning, I was kind of like, why didn't they go to the library first? They should have known that something like this would happen. Again, I know they didn't think that, but at the same time, us as the audience, we were just like, they have people coming after them, some homunculi and some Ishvalans. Probably should not take a 3-day detour just to get your stuff fixed. Could have, I don't know, taken it and then gone, but
I don't think
I
they
don't
knew
know.
about the homunculus at that point.
I thought they wait.
I don't think they had any interaction with them. Because you remember, Lust, the only time we seen Lust and Gluttony was when Lust killed uh Father Cornello,
Uh-huh.
Gluttony when he ate him, Envy when he acted like Cornello, and then Lust kills or no, not kills. Lust and Gluttony try to kill Scar, and then Lust has the interaction with Dr. Marco. So they've never seen one of the homunculus
Okay.
until the next episode.
Okay. So I get okay. Then that's fine to me then. They probably thought they had more time. I mean, I guess given everything I would have thought I had more time too, but that's definitely one of those things where I feel bad for them in that case. But luckily, we had some savior. Probably the
Cheska.
best character probably the best character in all of Full Metal. Cheska.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Sheska,
good I
best
don't
girl.
remember her name.
I call dibs, by the way.
How old is
Oh,
she?
you could take her. I mean, she has to be of age, right?
Wait,
Look it up.
why are we assuming she's not of age?
Because this is anime, see?
She's in the military. I'm assuming she's
Well,
of age.
the Eldrick brothers are in the military, and they're not even an adult yet.
But they make it a point to go like, it's only Ed, but they make a point to go like, yeah, he's the youngest alchemist. So I would expect Sheska to be of age. She just seems kind of scatterbrained, but yeah,
But
I don't know if she ever got of age.
but she has this great Rain Man power. She literally can count all the matches and all the marbles that hit the floor and say, "Talent 28, definitely 28."
Yeah, she's also got photographic memory. She memorizes the entire research of Dr. Marco and can one-to-one transcribe it from memory.
That's
And the whole fucking library.
Yeah.
that's pretty insane.
That is a hell of a memory. And she's just so good with it. She said, I can read a book once and memorize the whole thing once. It's just what I do.
I don't think most Fullmetal Alchemist fans like talk about this character, but she low key saved the day because
Mm-hmm.
had it not been for her, I don't know really where the Elric brothers would have ran to for information. I know it kind of just we
I
know
mean,
where it leads to, but still, the fact that they got that big break, and it's not just them; it's also Maze Hughes because uh, he was looking for some records that were also destroyed in the fire, and she was able to replicate that too, which also makes me think, why was she reading this shit? Because with Marco's note
love
specifically,
book.
he he encrypted that to make it look like this cookbook. So I'm just imagining Sheska just looking at the shit that just says, yeah, put like 2 turnips in there. And she's just like, oh.
Oh wow, this is a compelling read.
Yeah, it's not even a novel. She read what she thought was a cookbook and just kept reading it for whatever
Maybe
reason.
she probably wanted to cook something that day and was just like really like, hmm, human soul. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that goes well with chicken. I'll
Not
give it a shot.
She, while reading it, figured out it was actually like a all secret code for some alchemist thing.
she just says it outright. She's like, human transmutation, philosopher's stone. Nah.
Nah, this is about kombucha.
That's her thing, kombucha.
She loves her kombucha.
Gotta get those healthy stomach biomes going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and luckily, because of her photographic memory, not only does she transcribe the Philosopher's Stone recipe, but also she herself gets a job with the military, thanks to Edward.
Yeah.
You know, he paid it forward and really helped her out.
Yeah, she got a better hospital for her mother, which is like a cool little side thing. We learned that she has a sickly mother, and she's not very confident in herself, in her abilities. Like literally, one of the first things we hear from her when she's introduced is like, "There's no reason for me to even be here. I'm useless."
So the first thing we hear from her is her dying breaths as
Right,
she's
because
collapsed.
That too. Yeah,
she was crushed by books. She was like, "Help me." I knew this would. My mother said that this would be the death of me. Here we go.
we had to.
books are gonna kill you, you young lady.
As she's coughing up her own lung.
We had to talk about how Al is kind of a Riz Lord, a ladies' man.
Yeah.
When Sheska was doing the whole, putting herself down thing, Al was quick to say like, "No, I think your dedication, your memory is beautiful. You're the greatest. I love you." I was like, Al has this way of being able to say things that is on his mind, because Ed is the antithesis in the sense that he's kind of like a tsundere, like a male tsundere. He'll have something he wants to say, but he won't speak his mind. But Al is very open about himself, so he can feel like he's laying something on thick. But because it comes from Al, it's like, oh, this is pretty sweet. It comes off that way. So
Yeah,
he's pretty smooth.
he's got that childlike demeanor.
Yeah, he has that innocence.
And he's only a year younger than Ed. It's easy to forget that because of the bodies, obviously.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, he's a sweet innocent, but he definitely, I think he has a way of just convincing people that even when they're in their darkest times, that you matter. He does that with anybody he comes across. I don't think he sees the bad in anybody, other than obviously the bad people. But the good guys that put themselves down, he'll always kind of lead them to the right direction.
Gluttony, you ate 12 people, and your friend Lust is like equally as terrifying and as horrible, but both of you guys are real people too, man. Come on, give me a hug.
Actually, we were created in a laboratory.
Shut up! Give me a hug. You're people too.
So we get the big reveal of the main ingredient of the Philosopher's Stone.
Drum roll, please.
Which they spent a lot of time trying to encrypt that message. So what's the cookbook? Well, what they're cooking in the kitchen is humans. Yeah, tasty.
Delish. That is legit how Kobeni would react too. So that's
oh my god! Philosopher's Stone has humans.
Kobeni, hold up the peace sign.
I know who you are.
Yeah. So this was a big bombshell. It was pretty. That alone was already like, wait, what? But I think even though Ed and Al had a strong reaction to it, I think the reaction afterwards was the one that kind of moved me even more because they just have this candid conversation where they're just sitting in the dark and Ed just laments like it's like we go one step forward and two steps back. We find out more information and we find out that what what we need to work towards we can't even go. Because Ed has already put his foot in the sand, and so has Al. They're not going to sacrifice human lives, and they're not going to kill anybody to get what they want. So this is this puts that off the table for them. They're still striving for the information to see what they can find out, but as it stands right now, they wouldn't sacrifice human lives for this.
Yeah. Ed sort of has like a glass half full mentality about it, just that they're kind of glad that they know it because it's more information, which it can't be bad. But yeah, they are sort of in this position where, yeah, they're kind of, up a creek without a paddle, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they have to figure it out, and who knows if they will.
Let's not forget these two these two fools of the military that were supposed to be following Ed and Al around. Were told not to tell anybody about what was in the Philosopher's Stone. And what do these two do? They look at Alex Louis Armstrong, and all he does is go, "Excuse me, I need to go to the bathroom." Oh, it's humans in the fucking Philosopher's Stone. Leave me alone.
Oh, the drama!
What?
Humans are part of the Philosopher's Stone. Come over here and give me a hug. Touch my massive breasts.
But
That was basically what it was. He was like, "Oh, Elwood brothers, how tragic must it be for you to find that your dreams have been crushed?"
but don't you do anything hasty now. And and I just love that. It's like Ed was like, "Thanks a lot for keeping it a secret, guys. He coerced us."
Listen, I'm just saying, the girl with the mole and the short hair, I'm just saying. It's putting that out
No,
there.
Lieutenant or Lieutenant?
Lieutenant Milf.
Lieutenant Ross and Sergeant Roche. Yeah, I think that's the names.
Also, see, that's two people that you call dibs on.
Yeah, I called dibs on her too.
Can we have a tracker of how many people he's called dibs on throughout all of Full Metal Alchemist?
I'll keep track. So that's two thus far.
Yeah.
I'll keep track of it.
Did you call dibs on Lust?
No.
No, he hasn't.
Okay.
No, Lust, it's like it's too obvious.
It's Laura Bailey, though.
Yeah, Lust.
He wants the more niche picks.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wants the one-offs.
I want to be cool, unique, and interesting.
Yeah, it's like if you go after Lush, you got to get in line, like a very long line.
That is true. You know, when you're at a buffet line, you see that steak, you see the proteins, you're like, yeah, you're gonna wait in line for that. Oh, what's over here though? Eclairs, cannolis. No one's in line. I'm gonna give me some of that.
Yeah, something new for the week.
Speaking of which, try to get you some like chicken wings or something in a random buffet. You are going to be hard pressed to get that. I remember trying to do that at Golden Corral. The things used to just go up.
Yeah. Or the chocolate fountain at the Golden Corral.
I never even tried the chocolate fountain because I know like little kids go to it and I don't even want to.
Right. They put their face all over it. You're just like, Jesus Christ.
I don't trust those kids.
I like the chocolate fountain. You're like, it's ruined. All ruined.
It's time to get chocolate wasted.
So they they go to pursue the Philosopher's Stone or knowledge of it even further. So they realize that Dr. Marco said something, or they realize that there's a message in the message that
Mm-hmm. A truth
um
within a truth.
yeah. So even though they know humans are the main ingredient for the Philosopher's Stone, they're trying to look more into it to see if they can glean any more information. And that leads them to discovering, hey, this closed down laboratory that's suspiciously right next to the prison, in which we know now that humans are needed. That seems like the perfect place to covertly use humans for your
Hmm.
big experimentation without anybody knowing.
Hmm.
So let me go down to that closed building. Oh wait, I go to the closed building and somebody's fucking guarding it. What? Which I think lends into showing that if we already didn't suspect this, there's definitely some corruption with the military, because uh, we know like they had something to do with the Philosopher's Stone, given that Dr. Marco was a part of this, but they're even guarding information about it still post Ishvalan War. So like this is how dangerous this information is.
Yeah. And what do they do when they find out this information? We're just going to take ourselves a nice little trip on over to the prison. No, you're not. You're going to stay and not do anything hasty. Do you promise? We promise. And then they fucking run away.
Nah.
What a sucker! He thought we were gonna do what he said.
Just like a little kid. We promise. Nah. Yeah, and now here we are at the fucking prison slash laboratory. About
Yeah.
to get it on with some interesting characters.
Oh
I
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's for sure.
I think that's it for episode 7.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and let's talk about Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 8. This was a really, really fun episode. We had the introduction and the deaths of the characters, number 66 and number 48. Sasuke, you're laughing. Hello, how are you?
Well, first, 66 didn't die. He's still running around doing murderous stuff.
Oh,
or
I
something.
meant I was thinking 48 with his brother.
Yeah, like they're collectively 48. I don't. It would make sense that the brothers have separate numbers, but they just are 48, I guess. But I was laughing at the Crep Storm in the chat saying, talking about Sheska. She probably thought the recipes were so bad that they must be about transmutation. That is kind of funny to think about, because I was thinking about like how hard must it be to encrypt this message in the first place to make it even pass as a. I feel like it would be hard to front that in a cookbook specifically, because it's like, okay, yeah, you can encrypt the message, right, and that's one thing, but he has to encrypt it in a way that it looks like it's an actual something that you can make in a cookbook. So then, like imagine going through the ingredients. You're like, 2 turnips, a goat liver.
A fucking leak? What?
What the fuck is this? Like, you actually put it together? Like, this is awful. Who put this together?
This is not the best food I've ever had. This is the worst.
This is the opposite of appetizing. This is revolting.
Yeah. But we get the 2 prisoners. Bury the chopper, number 66 and number 48. Who we find out to be 2 brothers, one in the helmet and one as the body. Why did they do that?
Makes no sense.
For the surprise.
it was nothing. Right, it was nothing more than just a surprise for the fight. But what but what I thought was weird is that Alphonse is a whole um armor, but he can lose his head and his body still moves and everything.
They only sealed it to the helmet and they only sealed it to the body of the suit of armor. Like I say, it doesn't really make sense why they would do that,
Right.
especially if that was I guess they just wanted to experiment. Like, oh fuck it, they're both on death row. Let's just do this for some reason.
Mm-hmm. What what they actually kept a line from the original anime with Barry the Chopper when his head flies off and he picks it up. He's like, "Hey, why are you not surprised? Like, why are you not saying what happened to your head? What's where's your body, you freak?" And then Ed or Alphonse takes off his. Is like, "Ah, where's your body? Where's your head, you freak?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Yes, that's perfect. I love it."
I think this is where we can talk about the differences between Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood and the original, because this one I felt was like kind of important, and it's with the Barry the Chopper story. So if you watch the original, you know that we saw Barry the Chopper as a human before we saw the suit of armor.
Hmm.
And I found it interesting in the original because that was one of the most traumatizing experiences that Ed has ever been through, because he was having somebody who was a actual serial killer who couldn't be reasoned with or talked down to, and he had to fight for his life. And it got to the point to where he was close to killing Barry the Chopper out of just uh out of fear. And I really found that interesting in the original. But of course, in Brotherhood, you're introduced to him, and when he's already died.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
I made
totally
a lot
different.
of steaks.
I made a lot of hamburgers back in my day, and I've thought, well, I've made a lot. Time to make some spaghetti out of human liver.
I I think I think Barry is. I know why they did what they did with Brotherhood. I feel like if you kept what you had in the original Fullmetal Alchemist, I don't think Barry works as well from what we get in the future, because there's like this lightheartedness with Barry, which is odd because he's a serial killer, right?
Hmm.
But like there's like some comedic thing to his character. I feel like you cannot do that if you introduce Barry the way you did before, because he's just there's like a contrast. Barry in the original is menacing and just downright scary. And then you get the Barry here who's kind of like super eccentric. He still, says that line where he's like, I kill to feel alive, and he just like cold bloodedly kills someone. But even when he kills that random dude, it's still kind of comedic because he's just like, oh, random guy. Yeah,
You just need to have some like doink sound effects. Just boom.
yeah. Barry the Chopper in Brotherhood is like Deadpool. Barry the Chopper in the original is like fucking like I don't know, who's like an edgy ass character like
Like Heath Ledger's
Red Hood
Joker.
or something. Like yes, so
Yeah.
a villain like that, or you have to take them serious.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. I noticed that too.
Do you think? Do you think the approach with Brotherhood and with these early kind of recap-ish episodes of stuff from the original series and the original manga, do you think it makes Brotherhood better or worse in some
I think.
Uh,
aspects?
Go ahead, Ian.
well, for me, for someone that like I said, I had just started watching Brotherhood after I had just finished Full Metal Alchemist, the original, just because for some reason I thought it was a continuation. I knew nothing about. I thought I was like, oh, there's going to be more because everybody knows how the way the original one ended. It was kind of unique,
Mhm.
but then you see this, I'm like, what's going to happen? and then it started telling the story again, and I was like, "Oh, this is a reboot made 6 years after the the original one. Okay, that's interesting." And I kind of gave up on it. But to be quite honest, what it feels to me, it almost feels like they're speed running everything. Like you, and I agree with what you said originally, way at the beginning, Satsuki. Like it really feels like it goes off of if you watch the original Full Metal Alchemist, like they're kind of relying on that. Because if you don't, I'm not saying it's bad the way that they're doing it, because I think it's fine, but they definitely are heavily relying on, if you watch the 2003 version, this is basically a speed run of that. We're getting you through all the stuff you already know to get you to the new stuff that was never adapted.
So I want to say this for full transparency for anybody who hasn't experienced both, and they haven't experienced the manga as well. Brotherhood is very, uh, very faithful to the manga. So whenever you're saying like it's speed running thing, it's not, because the stuff that is in the original Full Metal Alchemist does not exist in the manga. So like what we seen from Barry doesn't exist in the manga. Period. They
Okay.
kind of just they. So like if I were to answer the question, which is like what is better or what I prefer, um, I think the original gives you it has very interesting concepts. So it's not a matter of what's my preference or what's better, because I think that's subjective. But if you did Barry the way you did in the original, I feel like you would have to change his character. You would have to tweak his character if you're going to use him in the same way he was used in Brotherhood. I feel like because they add some elements into it, and what and this is a good thing that the original Fullmetal Alchemist did. It took those elements that it was working towards, and it became its own thing. It's its own continuity. The characters aren't the same. Lust in the original Fullmetal Alchemist is different from the Lust in the Brotherhood. Envy is different. Even some of the homunculus, as far as what sin that they're assigned to, are different from the original to Brotherhood. So yeah, it's not a matter of like what's better. I think it's just interesting. Like Barry is interesting in the original the original Full Metal Alchemist, but I'm not mad that we got the Barry here. It's just you see them both side by side, and it's like they're supposed to be the same, but they're different, because Full Metal Alchemist, the original, has its own continuity, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Indeed, indeed.
But so yeah, they have their fight. This was basically the big fight between them. So Ed fights 48, and uh, I guess like the interesting part of their fight is Ed using. Well, oh yeah. So we didn't talk about that, but Winry forgot a screw in Ed's arm. It was in the post credits, and she's just like, "Whoops." So So that leads to his arm just crapping the fuck out in the middle of the fight, and it almost leads to his death. Funny enough,
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. You can't get it up.
yeah, he just. But that forces Ed to use deconstruction in the same way that Scar uses it, which is pretty cool,
I thought that was cool.
and it shows you that all alchemists are capable of it. It's just that nobody really tries it, because it's like, I'm using alchemy. I'm using alchemy as I've been taught it. Why would I stop at a certain step to produce this weird explosion thingy? So, that was pretty cool. But like the main part of that whole thing was 48 being treated like a human by Ed, because Ed obviously treats his brother as a human despite his body being lost. So 48's like, "Ugh, that's just a fur. it's ironic. We lose our bodies, and this is the first time we've been treated like humans. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably because you killed a lot of people.
Right. Right. It has nothing to do with we've been treated like you guys are murderers. You're psychos. You you murder a bunch of people and you floss with their intestines and veins and you want people to take you seriously? Come on.
Yeah, like I understand the sentiment of it, but it's just funny to think about. Like, well, yeah, people probably didn't treat you like humans because you probably like slaughtered the ones that could have did it anyways.
Right.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's like going for the League of Villains thing in My Hero, but it's just like kind of tone deaf, out of touch take.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sentiment is still strong, and they've lost their bodies. They are like reprehensible, but Ed, well, I think actually that adds on to Ed's whole resolve in not killing people. Because as reprehensible as they are, they're mass murderers who don't even have bodies anymore. By all intents and purposes, most people would not consider them human in their bodies and also in their morality or like in the weight of their sins. Nobody would see them as humans, but Ed still sees them as that, and he would not even think about killing them because that's just what he believes. So it kind of shows you how deep his resolve is, that he would never go that far, even towards people who are like the perfect victims, in the sense that most people would think like, fucking kill them. They're suits of armors that murder people in the past. Like, fucking kill them.
Yeah. Who cares about these jabronis?
Basically.
Yeah. And while we have, you know, Ed treating, these murderers classy, we have Barry the Chopper fucking with Alphonse and getting in his mind and
Yeah.
just doing the whole how do you know you're not created? How do you know your memories aren't real?
How
Are
do
you
you know
even
you're
a
not a
real
puppet?
person? Right. And he just kept calling him a puppet the whole time he was fighting. Again, it's definitely a tactic to dirty and sleazy tactic used in order to fight Al because of the fact that Al was owning his ass at the beginning. Just like he tried to do something, it's like, hey, wait, let me just punch him every time, and just he would have owned him. But because he knew he, was getting owned, he had to do something, and that's what he did. He decided to fuck with him, and it worked.
We got to get Al better mental fortitude, because I understand that Al is, I think he's 14 years old. I understand he's on the younger side, but I don't know. I found this part of the whole manipulation tactic funny, because I could understand Al thinking to himself, oh, yeah, I don't really know what happened to me. I woke up and I'm just in the suit of armor. Like, what he's saying could be true. But there's this one part where he's like, your memories could be fabricated. And I was like, no, I know myself. I have memories. And then he was like, those could have been fabricated by your brother. And then he's like, nuh-uh. Winry and Pinako know me. And then he was like, they're in it. They're in on it too. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, he can say that for anything.
I know. He has an answer for everything. Well, I have a mother. How do you know you have a mother? Well, I have this dog that dog's in on it too.
The dog is
like
the
this-
one who planned it.
It was like this first grade tactic of just like reflecting everything back at someone.
I know you are,
Without
but
any,
what am
like-
I?
Yeah,
Right.
basically, no
I'm
critical
rubber.
analysis.
And you're glue. Everything I say bounces off of me, sticks to you. Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
exactly. And that's gonna kind of be, I don't know, critical for a while, because when everything was all said and done, and well, I guess I'm skipping a little too far ahead, but the fights are pretty much done, and who comes to ruin and spoil the party? Lust and envy.
She doesn't really like snitches. I'm seeing.
Yeah. I love that too. Like she just so happens to be in the right place at the right time.
She was
And
probably watching it. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if she was. She's like,
I get that.
interesting.
Oh, right. Because you know what, you're probably right because they still need Ed for this sacrifice that we still don't know what the fuck that's pertaining to. Because it's I agree. They're probably just like she's probably like this motherfucker better not say anything about anything or I swear to God. And then he's like, I love you. You're my best friend. I'm gonna tell you.
Let me spoil you the entire series.
I know this is 64 episodes long, but fuck it. Let's go to 8 and
It's the Magaka herself, like, oh yeah, so let's not do that.
But I have an original story yet. Nope. We're gonna stretch this out as possible. Don't ever just don't end it till I say.
Oh, also, this may just be me reading into it a little too much, but I found it interesting the way that the brothers were killed because Envy kind of just pierces them and it's done.
And then
Envy takes, yeah, and then like splits the helmet open.
yeah.
Envy kind of like tortures the other one. I don't know if it like hurts because I don't think they can feel anything, but
Right.
it's almost like Envy was kind of taking their time with them by like constantly stabbing the seal, the blood seal, until it broke eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, there was definitely a difference between those two. Envy did all the talking. What's the matter, Pipsqueak? You got something to say, Pipsqueak? Call me a Pipsqueak again. You're a fucking Pipsqueak, you little bitch.
Then his arm breaks, and then oh my god, scene was so funny to me. I'm sorry, I laughed. His arm like goes limp, and then Envy sees it and goes, and it fucking knees him.
Yeah. Yeah, just right in the stomach. You're lucky that you're alive because we have to keep you alive. Yeah.
And then gently lets him down out of the crumbling building after Envy blows it up. Which how
Yeah.
are they blowing up these buildings? Do they just have like TNT or something?
Yeah, it just crawls right out of their asshole.
Just like cartoon characters.
Just Acme.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
But yeah, Envy just gently lets down Ed in front of everybody. It's like, here, take care of your brother. Make sure he doesn't die. I beat him later.
Yeah. Pets his little hair. Gives him a little kiss on the forehead.
Oh my god.
Is there fan art of Ed and Lust? Or not Lust, Envy?
Yes.
Of Ed and Envy?
Yes.
Jesus. Oh. I'm curious to see it.
That
You
hurts
shouldn't
me
have
thinking
asked.
about that.
You should have never asked.
Yeah, now I'm curious now.
Do not look it
Oh
up.
no, why?
Do not look it up. Do not look it up.
Too late.
Oh my god.
All right. Wow. Oh wow. Okay, that was the thing.
This is happening. This happened.
Did you see it too, see?
No, I'm just. This just happened. You literally just went online and looked at Envy and Edward fan art.
Uh-huh. There's this one sticks out to me the most. There's what's it called? Pocky?
Yeah.
They're both eating it from both ends and meeting in the middle.
Oh.
Here's a rule of thumb. If there's two characters that obviously hate each other, there's going to be fan art of the opposite.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm done looking at that. But yeah, what I was gonna get to originally is Alphonse at the end, he looks very. Am I even real? Does my life exist? Am I just a memory or just something that was created by my quote unquote brother? Because he was.
the real life?
Is this just fantasy?
fantasy?
Because he was thinking of what Edward was going to tell Alphonse back then, like previous episode, where he's like, "I've been meaning to tell you something," and he like puts two and two together. It's like, is that what he was going to tell me? Is that I'm just a fake? Like, why now would he tell you that? You know,
Hey,
that's kind of what I was
to
thinking.
keep it real with you, Al, it's just like a fucking lab experiment I thought of.
I just created you. You're basically my C3PO. Anyway, let's go find this philosopher's stone.
Yeah. Whatever. But yeah, so he sowed the seeds of distrust within Al, so I guess we'll see how that works out for next episode. But I mean, this is a plot point I've always never really liked necessarily in Fullmetal Alchemist, but it's a personal thing. It's not something I find bad. I think it's important that they explore it. But I've always been like, come on, Al.
You're
I've
better
always
than
been like
that.
that. Yeah, I've always been like that. But it makes sense considering that, I mean, a man hasn't had a body for like what,
Years?
6 years? Like six
Yeah.
years, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost been as much as like he's, well, I guess you can say this. He would probably be more conscious of not having a body than he would be having one.
Yeah. Yeah, he misses what things taste and how things feel. I mean, he'd probably start doubting himself after that point too, because imagine not, having the ability to feel and then not feel anymore.
He tries masturbation when he gets his body for the first time. He's like, "What the fuck?"
This is amazing.
He just doesn't leave his room for an entire month straight. He comes
Al,
out, he's
you've
looking
been in
like
there for.
he's looking like
It's like
Quagmire after he
Quag-
discovers the internet.
Yeah, just thinking the same thing I was thinking.
Al, you've been in there for what is this? A solid month. Are you going to come out of your room? Just one more minute.
Oh my god!
we got soup. Fuck yeah, soup.
Imagine too, like the corners of the internet he's been on in that month are just like YouTube. He's looking at like girl boobies, and then then he finds out about like actual porn, and he's like,
Forget about it.
I'll see you in like a year.
He's putting not just a lock on his door, but he's putting a chair up against the door handle.
Like it's
So
in a
that-
zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, boarding it down and everything. It just hammer and nail. Al, you ever coming out? No, I live here now. Yeah, there it is.
This is all I need. I don't need a philosopher's stone anymore. I found the truth.
Philosophers, what? I don't give a fuck.
They could suck my philosopher's
Bone.
Gnomes. Oh. Okay. Oh, and like the last thing we see with episode 8 is Kimlee getting extremely hard hearing
what?
an explosion.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, who wouldn't get hard hearing an explosion?
Normal people.
You're right.
he's just
I'm
here.
sorry.
He's like, oh, hey, that must be the fifth lavatory. I'm like, what is wrong with this?
I'm sorry. I can't touch my hands because I'd be clapping right now. Oh.
Yeah, something's wrong. And technically, that's our real introduction to Kimlee, since the first episode is kind of just the Brotherhood having like filler. So like that's the first time we see Kimberly, and it's just him just going crazy over an explosion. Him and Megami would get along.
Yeah.
Well, is that it for episode 8 of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
I think
I
so.
believe so. Yeah.
All right.
It's a different kind of stone now.
Let's go ahead and let's jump right on into Rurouni Kenshin. Kenshin.
Kenshin, I miss you, Kenshin.
She sure does, I bet, because this episode was wild. Wow. I did not expect Shishio to be in the story so quickly like this. I thought they were going to really build up to it, but no, in this episode you see Shishio, and he's got this guy named Senkaku who's got a cone head.
That was
Yeah.
hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
I was not expecting that at all. I was like, oh, I thought that was his helmet. That's his actual head formed to that helmet. Jesus Christ.
Wasn't there an SNL skit that was turned into a movie?
Yes, it was called Coneheads. Take me to your leader. We have large cone heads. Nah. Yeah, that was probably. I don't know how old this manga is. I don't know, but Coneheads was like in the late '80s, early '90s. But it was definitely an SNL skit that turned into a movie. That dude fucked up his knee too.
Yeah. It's like, oh no. Just
That
towards
looked-
ACL.
Yeah, it looked extremely painful. And, Shishio's like, kill this man or I'm going to kill you. So at that point, he's like, fuck, I'm dead. Launch at him, pinhead. And then, yeah, that was all she wrote for him.
His head was so shiny.
It was.
Yeah,
Well polished.
very much so. He sticks his head in a fucking, like, buffer or something.
It's an actual pencil sharpener.
Yeah. Wow, I love how you keep it nice and pointy. Thanks, I grew it myself.
he touches it too hard and he cuts himself.
Oh no, I did it again, Mom.
What did I tell you about putting your cone head in the buffer? It gets too sharp and you poke it and you start to bleed.
If you keep playing with it, you
poke your
you're gonna
fingers out.
you're gonna poke your eye out, kid. Yeah, seriously, but I agree. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see old deep fried and crispy Shishio yet, because he looks like a bad case of, like, I don't know what happened to him, but he looks overdone, too burnt.
Reminds
Too
me of
crispy.
leprosy or something like that, but it's clearly not leprosy, I don't think. I think he probably got like burnt or something.
No, yeah. They told us a little bit about his backstory last season.
He probably
okay.
was having vigorous sex with that one lady that's all over him, and just got massive rug burn all over his body.
Listen, if it wasn't for Megami, that's all I'm gonna say.
If it wasn't for Megami, you'd be unfaithful. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying anything like that.
Oh, yeah, but okay.
I resent the accusation.
If Megami wasn't in the picture, you would take on old. Well, I mean, I'm sorry. I don't think she'd be into you, Satsuki.
Probably not.
Yeah,
You don't have any
you're not burnt.
bandages.
But
Oh, hold on.
Whoa. What?
We're going.
What is happening? What is happening here?
wait, do I not have it anymore?
Just-
Do I not?
Just wrap toilet paper around you.
I must say we may be let down.
I have one of these though. I have Oh, part two.
Yeah,
End of that thing.
that'll get her loins in a bunch.
All you need is a pipe and a sword and
Oh
bandage.
my, oh my, look at him, baby! Don't you dare let your arms off my burnt carcass.
Damn it.
But I want him. He has a corncob pipe. He looks so hot. Look at him. Oh, and now he's
Oh,
bandaged. All right,
oh,
baby, I'm leaving
oh,
you.
shit. Charisma plus 10.
GTA. Respect earned.
Yeah, we also
Yeah.
speaking of Megumi, she was a fox. Now Misao is a weasel.
Yeah, like I don't know if they is it just Saito who calls them the characters, or did they all acknowledge that?
No, I think Saito doesn't remember their names, but he just remembers what they look like. Kind of like me with anime names.
You're a coral snake.
Yeah, he's basically just like the fable. It's like, you're as beautiful as a coral snake, baby. But
So
yeah,
it's like Fox, Taniku, like the raccoon dog, and then
Yeah.
Weasel now.
yeah, that's all he could really remember. It's like, you're the weasel. I'm not a weasel. My name is Spunky Girl.
My name is Weasley Spunky Tomboy.
She's going to be a plot point for Kenshin to get like to interrupt the fight or something, because what we're gearing up for is for her to find out, and then because I like how she just spells it out in this episode, because AG wants revenge for what happened to his parents and his brother, and then Misao's like, let me help you, and he was like, "Mm." And she was like thinking to herself, it's something if the Oniwa Bond group ever got murdered, I would try to get revenge on the person who did it. Looks
And
right
then-
at the camera.
Right. And Kenshin's like, no. Oh, I mean, Oro?
So like, yeah, they're that's just the anime telling us, yeah, she's not going to like Kenshin if she finds out what happened. So it's added on drama to that whole situation.
Yep, because I know what's gonna happen. Oh, I trusted you. I know I just met you today, but I trusted you. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
And then Kenshin's gonna go, I cannot kill you, that I cannot.
What was interesting is at the beginning of the episode, the villagers wouldn't allow Kenshin to cut down the bodies of Eiji's parents because they're so scared of Conehead that they don't want to invoke their wrath, and it kind of just goes to show you how subjugated this is just a microcosm of what Shishio plans to do, but because we know that we found out that he has 10 or 9 other villages just like this subjugated by him. So everybody's shaking in their boots. They don't want to act against him. And that's just Senkaku. Shisho himself is probably even more ruthless than that. I mean, we saw an example of it when he was willing to kill his own guy who he didn't expect to be able to fuck with Kenshin in the first place.
Yeah. The only reason he even wanted to use him was to see how he fought. And Kenshin's so freaking smart. He was like, you're not going to see how I fight. I'm going to own this guy by just dodging and having, like you said, having him tear his own ACL and having himself lose on his own accord. I love that too. He was so confident at the beginning. I killed 99 people. Then he was about to die. It's a joke. I was just kidding. I'm so sorry.
I didn't kill 99 people. I killed like 47.
Yeah, only 47. I just embellished it. Come on. I just wanted to sound cool.
Yeah, like Kenshin was like, yeah, but you killed those motherfuckers hanging that I saw. He's like, well, I didn't kill him. I ordered someone to do that.
Yeah, it wasn't me. Come on, nice guy.
He's like, of course it's not me. Did you see a cone wound in their fucking bodies? No, those are swords. I couldn't have done that. But I found that interesting though. Like Kenshin is hiding how he fights from Shishio, and Shishio, I love that too though. I think that's a cool aspect of his character that we got, because we got a little bit of his character with him talking about his ambitions and whatnot, but him setting someone up to fail purely for the fact of trying to see how Kenshin fights. I don't know if he's doing that because he is I don't know if he's doing that because he's cautious. But if that is the reason why he's doing it, then I'm going to really like him as a villain, because it's just a preference for me. I like when villains account for their plans failing, or they respect their opponents. Not to the point of, and when I would say respect your opponent, I don't mean that you have to like say like, I don't need him to say, Kenshin, you are a great swordsman. You are very strong. I don't need him to do that. I need him to go,
Right.
Kenshin's kind of strong in his head. Has to say this out loud. Kenshin's kind of strong. Maybe I should be wary of what he can do and keep tabs of that, so I know what I have to do. I like that.
For sure. It is refreshing to have villains who aren't stupid and do stupid things just because the plot says so. It's one of those. It's one thing. I'm gonna blow up the world because I'm crazy, but there's some ambition, behind his eyes, and I agree. I think he's cautious. I don't think he's gonna take Kenshin lightly at all. I think he's very much aware of what kind of person he is.
Yeah, he strikes me as like really serious about his intentions and his goals, and he's not going to let anyone get in the way of that. And what's really dangerous about him is that he doesn't have this self-inflated ego that I think a lot of other people in his position probably would have over time. It seems like he surrounds himself with useful idiots, and he's not the useful idiot, which is really smart. And I think that's what makes him really dangerous, and I think that's what makes him really compelling, actually, is the fact this guy's like, he's not like Muzan, where he's like killing all of his soldiers randomly. Like, yeah, he has a plan, he has a vision, he has a goal, and he feels it's attainable, and he's really just pinpointed on it. Tunnel visioned, even. Obsessed.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's pretty sexy.
Maybe that's what makes the woman really like him.
I think this is. I think it's literally what she said, right? Didn't she say like,
You're so.
I don't think she spoke.
she
Right.
said
All
something.
she
not?
said. Yeah, she said something. She said, "Man, look at that shriveled up cock."
No, I what am I thinking of? I thought for sure she said something of like, she explained why she's like attracted to him.
He said why she's attracted to him.
Oh, okay.
He was like, goes to show you, if you're a good guy, they'll like you despite your looks or something like that. And I was like, you're not a good guy. What does she like about you?
Yeah.
His personality.
He's got a witty personality.
His beautiful eyes.
Tell us a joke, Shishio.
The government.
I want to take over the country. Isn't he funny?
He's a good guy when we're alone together.
We have talks. We have a book club between just me and him, and we talk about all the books we read.
We have a crochet circle.
Me and him, we read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy together. It was beautiful.
And we talked about what it meant.
I did like how initially he went, Kenshin was like, "Why are you doing this, bro?" And he was like, "Because these hot springs are fucking relaxing."
Yeah.
Kenshin was like, "You did this all for fucking hot spring." He's like, "No, I'm just kidding." I thought that was pretty funny.
Well, there you go. There's his witty humor right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got +10 charisma.
I did it for a hot spring. But no, seriously, I want to take over the world.
It's not a joke.
No. No, I'm serious, Baka.
Oh my god. And I also think I think there's going to be a fight between. I feel like there's going to be a fight between Saito and Seta, the
Yeah.
the assistant guy.
The one that keeps their eyes closed the whole time?
Yeah.
The pretty boy. Yeah, I got that energy too from this episode.
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I was actually surprised he didn't understand what Kenshin was trying to do, because I feel like that end of itself, like discerning something like that, kind of shows you the level of somebody. Not saying
Yeah.
that he's going to be weaker than Saito, because whenever we start getting these fights in Kyoto, I believe these guys are going to have to work towards getting to the strength of Shishio's army. And by the way, I don't think Shishio's going to fight Kenshin. I don't
think so
see
either. If there is any kind of interaction, it'll be maybe Kenshin trying to strike and then somebody gets in the way, or there's a puff cloud of smoke. They get away somehow. But there's going to be no connection.
You know what would be interesting if like the woman around Shishio just like guards him. Kenshin wouldn't do anything in that situation. He's like, nope, we're
'Cause
going
he
to
wouldn't kill
Kyoto.
her.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see that, and I think he knows that. And that would be something that I could see, like, he would use, like, he knows that he's talented and good, but he has a kryptonite, and that's he doesn't kill innocent people. I could
Was
see
there
that.
anything else in this? I kind of found it funny how Eiji told Misao not to hold him back, despite him being a kid. Which,
Let me at him. Let me at him.
now that we know that, or now that Senkaku is down and obviously not killed because it's Kenshin, Eiji probably is going to kill him. Because he's going to be unconscious, and Eiji's going to see him and like, Kenshin is going to like that.
Mm.
But I mean, it'll
got
be
my
well
revenge.
warranted. It'll be well warranted. I mean,
Mhm.
somebody like him probably deserves to die.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to recover from that ACL anyway. His job as a lineman is done.
Yeah, especially not with like, we don't even have modern medicine in here, so they're probably going to be like, he's going to take it to a doctor. They'll be like, yeah, put on this metal helmet, and then we'll hit you with a hammer 5 times, and it'll factory reset your body.
We'll get your head from a cone to a normal shape.
He just do it like it's like they're a blacksmith or some shit. Just heat it up. Fuck!
How do you feel? I feel so much better now.
I feel like myself.
I feel better than before, but where'd my leg go? Oh, we had to get rid of that.
Burnt toast.
we just got just do that.
We had to throw away the leg. It was good no more. Oh, that's okay. You're my best friend. Come here.
You feel like the color purple tastes.
All right, he's far beyond. We got to do something.
Oh man. But I think that's it.
Yeah, it was a pretty fun little episode.
Yeah, this was so good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what happens next
Dude,
because that's
next-
kind of
oh.
like how it ended. Was Kenshin was like, "You're next."
He told him, pick up your sword.
Mm-hmm.
Or draw your sword. That's what he said.
Bro, I can't wait. This episode was so good. This whole season so far has been just so good compared to the first season. Like
We've been getting right to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not beating around the bush. They're like, "You want action? You got it."
Yep. And it's like classic 90s shonen sort of action. So it's not like how it is now where it's like all really well animated. It's just like a bunch of just I don't know how to describe it. It's just like a bunch of simple stuff, but it's
Close-ups,
fun.
quick edits. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's get into Dandadan, episode 4.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
I feel like this one was pretty simple too.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah,
would
it's-
be nothing. This one was basically the fight with Turbo Granny. It's the closing of the Turbo Granny arc, and the next episode should begin the new arc, which is the Acrobatic Silky arc, which is really good.
Acrobatic Silky.
I think this is going to be the point where I don't know anything because I think that the Turbo Granny art was basically the first volume.
Yeah,
So I'll be in the same boat as EA.
it's the first 8
Alright.
chapters.
Cool.
So yeah, this one is just really it's a big fight with Turbo Granny. They Momo and
So
Okaroon
well
head out
animated.
to the fucking tunnel or whatever, and their goal basically is to lure out Turbo Granny so they can separate her from the bound spirit, and by doing so, they'll be able to defeat Turbo Granny, and Okaroon will get his
Winner.
his
banana.
his banana organ back. And it was really cool. They show up. Okaroon is wearing this like really cool like old attire that like a spirit medium would wear like hundreds and hundreds of years ago. It's really awesome. And Momo's like, "Hey, let's play a game of tag." And Turbo, I forget this. What did she say? It was like 5 minutes or something like that.
She was counting normal, and then she went to minutes, and then she just started skipping the minutes like it was fucking seconds. She just went 1 minute, 2, 5 minutes. Oh. They were like, "What the fuck?" And the next thing you see, Momo just gets snatched up, and he's like, "What? Hey!" And then the excuse was, "You didn't tell me how to count." I was like, "What?"
Oh, give me a break. That's a stupid rule. It's like, yeah, count to 5. Yeah, I'll count to 5. 7, 11, febity, boobity, 5. It's like, you didn't tell me how to count. That's common knowledge.
Oh my god.
I love Turbo Granny. She is such an asshole.
Turbo Granny got bit on the turbo titty.
She
Turbo
did.
titty.
Yeah. She got I don't even
Okaroon just basically just chomped down on it and wouldn't let go, and she was spinning for her her life.
Okaroon was like,
whoa,
"Was it the deal that I get to suck on your teat and then you get to eat my schlong?" So he just fucking jumps at her and bites her boob.
That was his first sexual experience, by the way.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Sucking the wrinkled titty of an aberration.
That can't be fun.
I mean, that's a conversation starter if I've ever heard one.
Sucking on the nipple of Monkey D. Luffy.
It's just one of those things where it's like, so, you ever had any experience with another woman before? Well, there was this one time where I had this apparition control me, take my wiener, and I grabbed and took a jump on their nipple. Their name was Turbo Granny.
Like, you try to brag about it. You're like, "Yeah, man, I wouldn't let go. I got swung around 360 style, wouldn't let go. Still on it." Oh damn, he's
I held
gone.
on for all of my life. By God, I hung on until the ride was over.
Forgot to get my drink.
Okay. I thought Turbo Granny got you. Oh,
Oh.
damn.
Well, everyone, EA has quit the show. He's never coming back. I blame this directly on Decrepit Storm. How dare he?
Understandable.
I'm back.
Oh, this was Decrepit Storm's favorite episode thus far.
Yeah, this is
It
a
was
really
a-
good episode. I mean, it was literally just
It was just action.
it was just action.
Straight up.
Yeah, it was just
It was fun.
fucking action. It was a lot of fun. That's what Dandadan's all about. It's all about fun at the end of the day. And it's about crazy situations, a lot of creativity, very reminiscent of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in that sense.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah. Well, it's good that you say that because I think this kind of shows you. I don't know like how deep the series is and this like power scaling and stuff of that nature, but Turbo Granny is pretty strong from what we can see. We can already see like what a little bit of her power can do for Okaroon.
You can summon crabs and summon people.
Yeah, and then like that's why they were trying to split them up in the first place because Turbo Granny plus the location bound crab spirit thing is just super OP. But through a lot of the teamwork between Okaroon, Momo, and then even Seiko at the very end, and just like careful planning with some of the things that they were doing, they were able to take it out. But, it goes to show you that these spears are kind of crazy because it only would have took one misstep in everything that happened to them for them to just straight up die. Like if that train wasn't there when it was there, dead. If Seiko
Yo.
doesn't show up at the end right there, dead.
For sure.
If
Because
if Okaru doesn't suck the titty, dead.
Okaroon was at his limits too by the time they get on that train too, because he was pushing beyond his limits. He's like, I don't know how much I can take this. I'm almost dead.
Yeah.
Does that mean he? Because I know that was borrowed energy from Turbo Granny. Does that mean he can't transform into that form anymore?
I wouldn't know, but I would imagine he wouldn't be able to unless she existed in some. Because as far as I know, she's dead. So
Right. So that means he can't do that form anymore, I would assume. So I really wonder where we're going to go from here. Because, all we know at the end is that Momo and Seiko really, really, really love crab.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
question: penis or Turbo Granny power?
I want my penis.
Oh,
Yeah, but don't you want to go real fast like Sonic?
I think I'm okay. I want my penis.
see, this is what the sin of lust will get you guys. He's giving up almighty power just so he can thrust.
Listen, if I have Turbo Granny's powers, that means I have all the problems that come with it. That means, she's always going to take control of my body. I don't have control of my body. I don't have a penis, so where the fuck is if I gotta go to the bathroom, I gotta sit down and I don't know where it comes from. That worries me.
Comes from your
So,
finger.
yeah, I'm going to the bathroom, guys. Hold on. Don't look. Yeah, it just arcs out just like that. That would be so fucking weird. But or hell, even better, all 10 of your fingers, it just comes out. That would be so gross. But no, I need my penis.
You could say the
That-
same things about your penis, though. Do you really have control over your penis?
I think so.
That's like the first thing somebody saw, by the way, EA, because somebody just came in. What's good, Midnight? Somebody just came in as you said that. So the first thing they heard was from you was, "I need my penis," with no context.
Ask it again so that they know.
Oh no. I think we're good where we're at.
Fine. We'll just confuse everybody, and they'll just come in awkward, going like the fucking gif where Grandpa Simpson comes in, takes off his hat, sees that it's Bart, walks right back, grabs his hat, and leaves.
Oh god, I love The Simpsons, dude. So good. Speaking of so
The best.
good, I like how it's just in the middle of this chase with the crab, they're like, "Yeah, let's. Your Okarude's running out of energy. He's gonna collapse at any moment. Okarude, let's head to the sauna, the spring. Let's head to the hot springs." And so they go in and they use it to boil the crab alive.
Genius. Absolute genius.
That's crazy.
And then Momo got real excited. She's like, look at all that crab meat. We can eat it all. And Okaru's like, we don't have time for this. We gotta outrun Turbo Granny.
There is one thing in this series that every character loves to do, and it's eat.
I found it funny when they were running away, because I'm assuming people can't see the spirits. I found it funny that because Okarun is carrying Momo on his back, like people just thought they were like some couple that were just running extremely fast. Like it was like somebody in the background. I was like, "Go for it!"
Just go for it.
I was like, "Do you see how fast these guys are moving?" I would have been scared. I would have thought it was a kidnapping or something.
I would have been so confused too. I would have been like, hey, is that somebody coming? Whoa, what the fuck was that? I thought that was a car. No, that was two people running. Okay.
There's a boy in cosplay
Yeah, a boy.
Yeah.
carrying
A boy.
another girl.
King Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul, just like, who's the fuck?
I would have thought they're late for some kind of anime convention or something. They're just running as fast as they can.
Yeah, it's too good. Too good. What did you guys think about like the scene where all the chips are down and Momo's like, you gotta believe in yourself, Okarun. You gotta do this.
The
Like where they're
inspirational.
surrounded and stuff. Yeah, the inspirational moment.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't really remember it, to be quite honest. I just remember all the running and all the crazy stuff. But was that the moment where Momo reached her full potential?
It was like right when they were being attacked by the Serpoians. Or not the Serpoians, the fucking spirits from the graveyard and the crab and Turbo Granny.
Oh.
The reason I
okay.
asked is because that's an anime original moment.
Oh, okay.
So that's something they added in. It's just a small thing, but it totally changed. Because in the manga, it was very quick. It was kind of like you don't even get that sort of like character arc stuff. At least it's not as emotional as it was there. So I thought it was really cool that they did that. They like took it and they kind of expanded upon it a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think I thought about it too deeply to even notice it, but now that you're talking about it, it's good.
Yeah, it's a nice moment. It was just another one of those moments where it's like Momo and Okarun, they kind of found each other and they really lift each other up when they both need it the most.
Remember that time you farted in my face, Okarun? Well, now's the time to step up and let's go, go, go.
Yep. You
I
should just
think
fart in your face again.
When the going gets tough, just
just fart.
Momo, come here. I need you to close your
Pull my
eyes.
finger. We need a fart sound effect on here.
no,
No,
we don't.
Every podcast,
Oh yes, we do.
we need to play that YouTube video where it's like 10 hours of silence with random like fart sounds with like loud reverb at like random points.
We're going to turn into Family Guy if we get that sound effect. Remember when Family Guy just like I don't know when it started, but they just started doing like a lot of like throw up gags for no reason.
Oh my god, I love, dude. That's one of my favorite episodes.
Probably.
Is one of those throw up gags, the one where they drink the Epicat, and
That was kind of funny.
and they just
Who loves
vomit all
chowder?
over it. Hold my ears, hold my ears. It was so out of nowhere.
And then Lois at the very end, who wants chowder? And then they all just bleh.
Yeah, I didn't know they just kept doing it. That's kind of lame.
Yeah.
Oh, it happened in a lot of episodes.
I want to say they did that, and then they got extremely gory and violent for no reason.
Yeah. I think the part I liked in this episode was the ending of it with Turbo Granny and spirits. With Seiko basically explaining that the spirits were once young girls who were violated and they died like unfair deaths basically, and that's why they became evil spirits that attacked humans. Showing you that there's this, we talked about this in Fullmetal Alchemist last week, but there's like a balance to things. We get these evil spirits because of the energy put into it, into that being formed. Like it's formed out of our malice, and it kind of repays itself back through these spirits that don't want to pass or can't go to the afterlife. And I also find it interesting just with Seiko and her philosophy on it, because they don't see it as she doesn't see it as like killing a spirit. It's more so allowing it to pass on to the other world. So it's not anything malicious, and she kind of understands and has empathy for the situation, but she also understands that while they were wronged, they are doing wrong, so they had to exercise them.
Yeah. Another detail is that I didn't pick up on this until like after I put my video out, so I was like hitting myself really hard. But Turbo Granny tries to protect sexual assault victims and stuff. Well, at the end of episode 1, remember when Turbo Granny appears through the phone? It's because the Serpoians were trying to sexually assault Momo.
Oh.
Which is why she appeared through the phone, because she heard it through the phone.
Oh. Okay.
So she was trying to protect Momo in that.
Interesting. Very interesting. I never thought of it that way, but yeah, that's definitely something I wouldn't have caught on to.
Yeah, I can't believe. I mean, I've read the Turbo Granny arc like 4 times, and I never caught on to it until like right after I finished that video.
And you were like, "Crap!
Yeah.
Why, God? Why?"
Pretty much. But yeah, no, I agree. That's like my favorite part, and the animation was so good throughout the entire episode.
Stellar.
Oh my god!
So they definitely focused a lot on the animation this series.
Dude,
it's so good.
I'm telling you, once we get to the kaiju arc, it's over, man.
I'm sorry, there's a kaiju arc?
I don't want to say anything. It's just called the kaiju arc.
No. There's a kaiju arc?
No. It's called the kaiju arc.
Is there kaijus in it?
I won't tell you.
That means yes.
No,
and if that happens, I'm going
to... I don't want to tell you either way.
Gonna blow my load. That's what I'm gonna do. The more reason to have a penis.
Well, so yeah, that is...
Sorry to end on that.
Yeah, so yeah, this anime is season 2 and 3. Once we get to that, it's going to be unreal. Like, it's going to be like JJK season 2 and then some.
But better?
Like, yeah, better.
Shouldn't be
Okay.
too hard.
Yeah. Oh fuck. The Fable could make a season 2, and it would be better than JJK. That's right. I fucking said it.
Damn. I mean, the Fable. That's a good show.
Is there gonna be a season 2? Let me see. Any word?
And what do you
Nothing's
mean?
confirmed yet.
We were watching Kid Wife, so we got that Nobara's in that. That's a JJK sequel. That's the new season. It's season 3.
That's Nobara if she lived.
No, she died and she got
She
reincarnated.
fuck. Okay, so she died, got being this happy-go-lucky, wonderful character, gets reincarnated, married, divorced, has a kid. Well, I guess we can talk about. Are we talking about School Wife now?
No. We still got to finish up a little bit on Dandadan. You guys have any other thoughts on the episode?
Yeah, School Wife. No.
Nah, I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, same here. Seiko gets really frisky with her crab. She was gonna spank Okarun. She was doing that whoosh type thing, and I'm like, what's she doing with that crab meat, and why is it sexy?
I'm just excited for next episode because next episode is the first episode of the acrobatic Silky arc, and we get introduced to the amazing Ira. Cannot wait. She's voiced by Yotsuba, so that's gonna be awesome.
She's a great voice actress. I know.
Ayane Sakura, I believe is her name, or something like that.
I can't remember her name, but I know she's very talented. She's, she can get it super high. She's also does a Roha's voice, and she's in Spy Family. She's the white-haired girl, Frost. Thank you.
Yeah.
She's Frost too, so she can get her voice. She has range. She's great.
Well, let's go ahead. Speaking of range, I don't know. That's a terrible segue. Let's talk about Suma Show, aka my life as a wife who died and got another life and is now a kid who lives with a divorced wife. The show, episode 5.
I love it. I love the name of the show. It's gonna sell millions.
It's a very attractive title. I agree. So this episode was basically the fucking awesome. We get a lot of more character on abusive Nobara, and yeah, she's pretty abusive, but to be fair,
It comes from a place.
She's got a lot going. She's got a lot going on. She was unknowingly in a relationship where the man had a family before and just didn't tell her. So she was kind of like just used and discarded by the end of the episode. Yeah, that's basically kind of the center of the episode. What do you guys think about it?
I feel so bad for this woman. We see this guy. What the fuck's this piece of shit's name?
we could just call him a piece of shit. That works.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I'll just call him piece of shit. This piece of shit is talking, to Takai, Morocco. Anyway, Takai, and basically just saying, "Oh, I'm this, I'm that, happy-go-lucky father." The fact that this piece of shit went and met not just abusive Nobara, but also the daughter too. I'm just like, why even? If you have a family, but I get it. People do it all. I say people do it all the time. There are people that do this shit, and I question the morality of people that do that shit. But I had a feeling this was too good to be true. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, I got the feeling from the last episode because the guy was just so emotionless around her, and I was like, that's odd. Like, shouldn't he be more attached to her, more excited to see her? This didn't make sense.
Just the stuff that he did.
He also only really commented on like his physical attraction towards her. But I actually thought that this was going on when she just talked to him on the phone. I don't know if this was episode 2 or 3,
I
but
think it was 2.
she was supposed to meet up with him on a different occasion, and he bailed on her. And when that happened, I went, something suspicious about that.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was married. I didn't think it was that far, but yeah, we got that. And this also gives, or I guess it's almost like foreshadowing, because if you remember, Chika, Takaye's mom, kept asking him, "You must really like kids, because he's a father."
Yeah.
That's why.
Right. And for some reason, yeah, I was thinking like maybe he had a kid too. I didn't think he was married. I thought maybe they were kind of they were going to be like not the polar opposites, but they both went through a divorce or something, and now they're coming together because they both know what it's like to go through divorces. I wasn't expecting I'm a married man. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go outside and smoke. Yeah, I'm gonna stand you up as I pretend to go to Disneyland, only to be caught at a fucking Starbucks or wherever they were, and just he's on his hands and knees begging, saying, "I'm so sad." Why'd you even talk to her, man?
he
Why'd you
had.
even?
You could tell he had no plan. Like, because we can sit here and think, like, why would you do this? You knew it wasn't going to lead anywhere. I think the fact of the matter is, like, how it even happened is he was attracted to her, wanted to get in a relationship with her, wanted to have sex. The thing came in with the kid, with her having a kid. He didn't know about that, of course.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things to
Oh, you
where
have a kid.
things escalated. He's just lying, making excuses because he's talking about, oh yeah, you guys can move in. And then he's slick. He's very slick because he made it sound good at the time. He said when she wanted to move in, when she wanted all three of them to live together, he goes, "I think it would be a good idea if we move in during Takaye's next school term." So he postponed them living together because he knows that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
The entire time he knows it's not going to happen, but he's trying to salvage things. He's trying to delay this as much as possible.
Yeah. I just felt so bad for. Is it Chika?
Chica.
Chica. Chika's from that other show. But yeah, Chica, I feel so bad for her. I can only imagine why she feels so depressed and why she feels so secluded, because she lets her heart go to someone else and gets too far. Maybe things were going a bit too quick, because I thought they were going quick. She gets too ahead of herself thinking, oh, I'm going to marry this man, we're going to live together, only to have that happen. God, that's awful.
It happened the day before Christmas, by the way.
The day before Christmas. And she even felt terrible. She took it out on her daughter, and given she's not a traditional daughter, she's a grown up inside a daughter, but she made her some omelet rice, and I get it why she was pissed. You shouldn't meddle in adult affairs. This has nothing to concern with you because you're fucking 10 years old. But she probably feels embarrassed herself that her own daughter is the one that is taking care of her, and she can't even take care of herself. She's hit that low point in her life.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you see like this shot where she's sitting on the couch and looking at the the Amurais, and her house is just boxes everywhere. It's dark, trash. It mirrors her past family. In episode 1, they had the same thing going on pretty much. But she sees the Amurais, goes over and eats it, and is like, "Well, shit. Maybe it's not that bad."
Maybe life doesn't suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's I think what this show is kind of showing you is that whenever, especially in anime, I guess you can say this in other media too, but especially in anime, there's always like this idealistic type of writer when it comes to parents, and they're always written in the role of being a parent. What I mean by that is that we don't really see them displaying human emotions. It's always like
Right.
parents are put in this role where they're always the mentors, but you don't see them as like actual human beings that get frustrated with their kids, that don't know what the fuck they're doing sometimes. And I think that's the human element that you see in Chica. Again, we all don't agree with her abusive attitude towards Takaye,
No.
but we can empathize, or yeah, we can empathize with her feelings and why she is the way she is, because um to love someone, you have to be loved. And I think she's been devoid of that, not only in her relationship, in her romantic relationships thus far, being divorced, seeing what happened with the piece of shit Hiroki, but her own family life, because you get a glimpse of that not only in last episode, but in this episode, she gets a message from her mom who's trying to borrow money. And I feel like a lot of people have
Ooh.
had that experience with
Ooh.
parents, friends wanting to borrow money. I feel like that's a common occurrence for everybody. And it always drags down that relationship. Whatever you had between each other, a person borrows money, doesn't pay you back, borrows money, and that's the only thing they go to you for. It really sours a relationship, and I can only imagine what's going on between her, Chica, that is, and her mom.
Yeah, that scene I really just liked, even though it was like very brief, because you see Chica, she's at her work, she has a coworker that gave her like a little present, was being nice to her because her coworker recently lost her mother, and was telling her story about her mother was basically the reason why she became who she was, because she was a single parent and raised her as such, and she respected Chica for being a single parent and doing what she did. I know that personally. I was a single parent for a good while until I met my girlfriend. So I know the struggles and I know how hard it is. Uh, I just like that contrast because it wasn't even like maybe 10 seconds later. Yeah, she either gets a call or hears it on her voicemail. Hi, it's your mother. Something fell through. Can I borrow some money? Click. Just the complete and total difference of, I have a mother I care about, and we know kind of where that negativity kind of comes from because she has an estranged relationship with her mother. And, you know, her life's just not in a good place right now.
Yeah, and again, it just leads back to why her treatment of Takaye, why or where the origin of that, because it's like she didn't have love in her with her parents. She didn't really find it in her relationships. So it's really hard to be in a dark place like that and then, you yourself be a beacon of light. It's really hard.
Yeah. Poor thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes her extremely sympathetic. Makes her very human. She's making mistakes. She's taking on a lot of stressors. She's dealing with so much. And on top of that, she has to take care of a child too. So, yeah,
Yeah.
when people are stressed out, they do they do irrational stuff. So,
For sure.
I think, and I think, she even understands that her mom is like in a tough place.
Yeah, I think like this is a idea I already brought up before, but I feel like Takaye is kind of here to almost mend the relationships that have been frayed and fractured with not only, Keisuke and her former husband and daughter, but also because imagine if Takaye's consciousness wasn't in uh the body of this little girl. Like imagine a little girl just going through this and her actually being a little girl. It's
Mhm.
more bearable because Takaye is an adult in a kid's body. But if a kid was experiencing this, I mean,
That's
you know,
terrible.
yeah, and they would have nowhere to. It would be hard because Takaye can understand why Chica is the way she is, but a kid wouldn't really understand it, and they would just be abused in that situation, and that could forever just wreck a relationship. That's why I feel like Takaye has been put in this place to where she's supposed to mend the relationships of people who have fractured or who have something fractured. So it's not only just Keisuke and Ma, but it's also her mother, what's going on with her parents, and maybe even her love life too, because I don't know where we're gonna go with that if she's gonna find somebody else, but at least like you know so she'll be able to get over stuff like that. What was going on with Hiroki? Um, but yeah, that's just what I feel.
Yep, this is nice. I think what would be really cool is if eventually both of the families converge and they just become like they become friends with one another, and
Okay,
they like use each other to what did you think I was gonna say?
I thought you were gonna bring up that theory that you brought up last time that I didn't
Well,
like.
well, I was the one that brought it up as
Oh
a
yeah,
joke.
yeah.
No, I just think it would be cool if like Nobara is like, you know what, my daughter's hanging out with these people, I'm gonna hang out with them for a while. and
Well,
and she sees how warm they are, and it's like,
I,
oh well, fuck, I'm going to learn how to be like them by being around them. Like positive reinforcement.
yeah, I'm curious to know how that's gonna happen with where we kind of left off in this episode.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Ooh,
Because the
Nobara
very
finds
thing
out.
that the very thing that I thought would happen happened, and it was all because she was trying to be nice and share um with her daughter the gift that she got from her coworker, and couldn't find her. I mean, I know she's in her own world, but there's definitely nothing more scary not knowing where your kids are,
By
and
the
she's
way, as a side note, the coworker, that lady is awesome. That's a really good person.
yeah, she's great. She's fantastic. She's a very nice person. But yeah, she's trying to find like could you imagine if you had a child 10 years old and you just hear this couple that sounds like a family talking and then your daughter starts talking and you go, "What?" I first of all, I thought it was weird how she didn't just immediately go, "What are you doing with these people?" and snatch her hand and go. She kind of peered and was stalking them and I'm just like, I don't know if I would have done that.
I think it's playing into. I think in her head, I think she's reliving all of the past trauma of her relationships. I think she's
Hmm.
thinking she's being abandoned and not loved again.
I think that's a factor, but I think the reason she didn't immediately intervene is because when she's hearing and like she sees Takaye with them, it's a different Takaye that she knows because obviously she's in a comforting environment where Takaye can feel she feels like she could be herself because she even says like later on like you don't act like this at home, you're like super gloomy and this and that. So I think she wanted to observe, like, what the fuck? Like, why is she so comfortable around them? What is this? So I
Yeah.
think that's why she, kind of investigated rather than like immediately, you know,
Sure.
confront them.
Sure. I guess it was just weird for me as a parent. I would have just snatched them up. Like, who are these people? Who are you? Get away from my daughter. But I get it as far as like the plot's concerned. She was peering in and kind of stalking, and I just love. Fuck, I always get her name wrong. Takei?
Takaye.
Takai. I'm gonna get it one of these days. She's like, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. And she's like, oh no, you're not. Mama. What? And this was one of those scenes where, yeah, she's, being reactive. She's, like just grabbing her shoulders and pushing her up against the chain link fence and just basically being rough with her. But, Kisuke, what's it again?
Keisuke.
Keisuke. This motherfucker has the nerve to intervene, and I understand on one hand why he does, but being from the point of view, and I'm thinking all this through the point of view of Chica, where I'm just like, who the fuck are you, and who are you to be telling me how to raise my daughter? Again, sure, maybe I should be less abusive. I get you. Okay, I'll give you that. But don't you be talking to me about how I should parent. And who are you, motherfucker, with my daughter, or just casually strolling over here telling me not to do something when I saw you with her. And, I don't know what's going to happen in the next episode, but you know how it ends. And I'm just like, please don't say what I think you're going to say.
I don't know how it's going to. I don't know how this whole thing is going to go either. I don't think he's going to say
This
that
child is
she's
my
my
wife.
wife. Because if he says that, I'm gonna take off my so like okay. So here's the thing. He might go to say that, but I think if he does, he's going to get interrupted, or he's not going to say it outright. Either way, I don't think that's going to come out of his mouth because that's going to lead to a whole different understanding where we don't need to go. Because even though the story is what it is, I don't think it's trying to go on that plot point. Because I just feel like we know as an audience that's not what it is. Why even explore that? It's no real reason to do it other than just to have drama where it's just like
not necessary.
We're not interested in drama like that. We understood that it could be misinterpreted like that because of the nature of the story, but I don't even think the story wants to do that.
Yeah, no, I think it's probably gonna be more like Keisuke or Takae is my friend. And
still weird.
It is weird, but I think what she's going to understand is that he's going to explain to her like, hey, like she came to me and she was like, I don't know, fucking distraught over your situation, and we decided to hear her out or whatever, and she just kept coming over or something. It's gonna be one of those things. I think
You're
that
right.
will, from that point of view, I think it's going to allow her to go, okay, I'm gonna de-arm a little bit. I'm gonna deactivate rage mode a little bit and be like, oh, okay. But it's gonna be precarious. It's gonna be, I don't know what the hell the scene's gonna be like, but it's gonna be pretty tense.
Because I think the point is going to be to reflect this in on Chica, where she understands her faults through why her, from her perspective, why her daughter would go to some random people's house and she's so happy there, but she's not happy at home. I think that's the whole point of what we're going to get. Because if we go in that one direction where she's my wife, and then we're going to like completely derail everything that we're doing just to go to that
going
point.
To prison. Maya's out on the streets.
I guess if that happens, With that, because this is going to be episode 6 next week, and that's a pass or kill episode. This could either make or break the series.
The Prison Break episode.
Oh my god! But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting because I think it's going to kind of like open up Chica's eyes a bit for sure. But as a parent, if your own child can't stand being with you and they're going to someone else's house just to even be happy, again, I understand the circumstances. It's because, they were related and she's a reincarnation and all that, but she don't know that.
Yeah.
But if you look at it through that point of view, where you have a child and they're just leaving you to have fun somewhere else, that's heartbreaking and that's crushing. And that's one of those kind of soul searching, but also moment of truth moments where you're just like, I need to do something about this. And I think you're on to something. See, I think that's where she's gonna be pissed, she's gonna be upset, and she's gonna be like, who are you, stranger? But at the end of the day, she's gonna realize this is me that's fucking up and I need to do better.
Yeah. Because probably the case will be like, you pinned a child up against a fence and berated her. What are you doing? like, like making a mistake.
Could you please stop doing that? I'm just here to. Who the fuck are you?
How dare you teach me how to parent my child? Well, I mean, ma'am, you were nearly assaulting your child there. I just wanted to make sure you didn't assault your child there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, because I don't know how things work in Japan as far as like if that's something that you see in public or whatever. But I know if that was something here in America, that's one of those. Hello, police.
Oh, they just.
I see someone abusing their daughter or son.
Oh no! If they misbehave, they just detach their jaws and swallow them whole.
Oh Jesus!
What the?
That's what they do in Japan.
Yeah.
Well, she'll
don't
never
think-
do that again.
I think I'm gonna take Japan off my bucket list of places to go.
Oh shit!
You've been a bad girl. Unhinge his jaw. That'll teach you.
Delicious. Yeah, but I honestly think this is my favorite episode so far.
Yeah, same.
Really good episode.
Yeah, it's weird too because I feel like you said, EA, with it being a Killer Pass next episode, it feels like one of those make or break things. But there's been plenty of times where I felt like that about a episode, like, oh, I hope we don't go this direction. But I feel pretty confident that the show is going to disappoint me. Like it had plenty of chances to be very weird, and it hasn't taken it. So I think we'll be fine.
Well, we'll see. That's for sure.
For sure.
Let's go ahead and let's jump into our final anime, NegaPosi Angle. This was kind of more of a getting to know the waifu episode, getting to know Hana a little bit, and the main thing I came away from this episode was, yes, Hana's hair is some sort of alien that has attached itself to her head.
It has a blood seal like a Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yeah, it's something. I don't know what the hell this thing is. That's not her hair. That's not hair. That's not how it works. Stop it.
When she woke up in the morning, it just
yeah, it's fight like what is? It's not even like doesn't even.
It's a sentient
like
being.
It is. It's gotta be. It looked more like fucking Slime Daddy or something.
Dude, it's probably like, well, Venom's recently and been released and whatever. It's like that fucking alien symbiote. It's Venom, but just in the form of hair.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Hana fish. You need to fish.
I need to
yeah,
fish.
She puts it up in a ball and then does one thing to it, and it just goes in a perfect form when she lets her hair down. It's amazing.
It's the spirals.
It's the spirals.
Oh no. Oh god.
But no, this episode is just Hero having to actually work a job and, you know, figuring out what he needs to do on the job. Because for the most part, it's a convenience store, like a regular convenience store, but it's just a section for fish and stuff, which I was wondering, like, how the hell does that work? Because what? But now I know why it is because of what we found out in this episode with Hana.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. You know, did she say parent or grandparent?
Her grandma owns that entire building.
Your grandma owns a building and you get to live there rent free. That's pretty sweet.
And work a job.
Right, and get money on top of that. And do something that you kind of like because, well, not kind of like, she really likes fishing.
Yeah, she's a freak. Get out of here, you freak.
She's also a high schooler.
Run away.
Yeah, which I thought everybody was adults.
I did too. And she's a high schooler. And I'm like, well, time to kill the show.
I did.
Because the adult's going to fall in love with the high schooler and I'm going to not be for it.
I did think that made like the dynamic between her and Hero funnier because the entire time I'm thinking like they're the same age or something. And it comes to find out she's a high schooler. So it made like the moments funnier because she's talking down to him about fishing. She's like, it led to that big punchline that we got at the end. But she's like, you really don't know shit about fishing. Let senpai teach you.
And he's like, mother, what? Huh?
Is this my brain tumors acting up?
He tried to address her with the I think he tried to call it a Chan honorific or whatever. Basically trying to assert that he's elder with the honorifics, and he couldn't do it because he's just like kind of like locked in that in that type of thinking that like they're kind of equals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She has the same routine every morning. Wakes up with her alien symbiote, goes to school, fishes for some really small fish, gives the fat ass cat a fish, does schooling, goes back home, works, does it all over again.
Yeah,
what a busy life.
Simple life.
Well, simple yet she's doing a lot. Like it's simple, but it's something that she likes doing. It seems like.
Yeah.
Are we going to ask the question? I'll ask the question.
Oh, sure.
Because I always think about things I shouldn't be thinking about. How the hell did she get all that furniture in the attic? That's all I was thinking about.
The hair.
The hair.
Fucking hair.
She just gets to, because it was like this big ass like drawer cabinet or some shit. She just eats it. Just eats it.
Right. The hair grabs it with its mouth and like puts it upstairs and just moves it. You know what? See, I think you're spot on with that.
Yeah. If you
I'm
see
satisfied.
her, but if the next episode you see her like lean up against a pole and start to shrivel away, you know it's the hair.
My God.
I'm satisfied with that answer.
I am too. I don't think we need to dig any deeper. That is the answer.
It's true.
If this was Family Feud, it would be the number one answer. How did her clothes and all that stuff get all up in the attic? Yes, her hair.
Steve.
All right, we're good. Good answer. Good answer. Survey says, ding. Number one answer, hair.
Dun, 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 dun.
They're gonna go place fast money.
All right, I need Steve. I need Carol. We're gonna play for some fast money, y'all.
Did you see that one? It's my favorite one with Steve Harvey, where I don't know. She says something like, "Name something on you that is a body part that grows as you get older," and the woman says, "Your penis." And like he's supposed to read like more questions, and he doesn't even do it. He just stops, and then he like gets down on the one knee and is holding his head like that. And the woman that's doing it, she's like, "Not good." I mean, I was just trying to. I don't care what you said. You could have said anything. But you just said penis.
He's always great whenever gives some outrageous answer.
I love Steve Harvey. He's the best host Family Feud has ever had, and I don't care who knows it.
I think it's because isn't he like some asshole in real life? So is it? That's probably why he's so entertaining. Because he just doesn't give a shit.
I don't know if he's an asshole in real life. I don't think I've heard it. I know he's a stand-up comedian, so he's just really good with just shooting off the cuff and just being really funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, fishing lures. Do we know about them? No.
No.
I sure as shit don't. I would be just like Hero in this situation. Hey, can you tell me something about the lure on a F-bite boo and how it would work? I'd be like, dude, I don't fucking know. I just work here.
Mind you, this isn't, and this is why I brought up what I brought up earlier. This isn't a fishing store. It is a convenience store.
Mm-hmm.
It's a convenience store that happens to have those fishing items, and the reason it has it is because of Hana fucking ordering it. So, these people are going to like a fucking 7-Eleven, basically. Hey, can you tell me the fishing lure if my fishing rod is 13 grams and is limp like my penis? Can you direct me to the right lure? No! No, this is not a fishing store. I don't know why are you here?
Right. Even the sign out front. Like, I forget what it's called, but I definitely know it's not. It doesn't say like fish and tackle or anything like that. It's just a convenience store. And that's what I would tell them. I'd be like, this is just a convenience store, dude. Please. I don't fucking know.
Get a fucking slushie and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Get a Slurpee. Get a deep fried chicken. Go for some chicken.
Oh, we hadn't read some of the chat. Storm said a couple of things. He was in the right, but it's crazy how he turned the situation on her just like that. He did reverse Uno her ass.
Yeah, he did.
Keisuke might need a prison break at the next episode.
That's why Japanese.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, I'll do it. That's why Japanese people are polite. They had to be to survive their parents. Oh, because they're talking about the jaw coming unhinged and eating.
Yeah.
Her hair was created when she attempted human transmutation. There you go.
I lost the control over my hair completely. Just, the hair just starts moving. Yeah, bitch.
This is what you get for you fused me to your hair. Because we don't know where her mother is. Her mother is her hair transmutated. Oh my god.
We're getting way too deep. We're gonna find out eventually that this is the Matrix.
No.
Or that it's like a spin-off of Fullmetal Alchemist.
I'm scared.
I am too. But I guess what happens. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, Hana being a high schooler also explains why. I won't say explains why, but it makes why like her panicking at doing math make more sense. Because when she was struggling with that, I was like, I'm like, aren't you a cashier though? I was like, I get it, because I've been a cashier before, so you kind of especially when a customer like throws change at you after the fact. So it's like you already have something in your mind, and you're like, "What? Oh, now I gotta
Right.
think about this again." But
Right.
now it
Right.
makes more sense, given that she's a high schooler, that she would get like super flustered at that. So
She literally had to control alt delete her brain. She was like, uh.
yeah, she was glitch. She was literally glitching.
Yeah, she was totally fine with what was going, and then he wanted to get rid of some like extra change in his pocket to kind of like I don't know, get more back or whatever. Maybe something even more coins, and just
she's like she's like fancy SpongeBob, but it's just like fishing and I don't know, hair products. That's all she knows.
right. All you know is fishing, hair products, and breathing. What is your name? The fork on the left.
Slim Shady.
That's right. I'm the real Slim Shady, and I'm standing up.
It also
Yeah.
explains all her youthful exuberance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if
Why-
she
why
was
sh-
an adult, she'd be depressed.
Well, I
Man,
mean,
I hate working.
I fucking
I feel
hate
like-
fishing, man. I have to go fish every day. Fucking hate this hobby. I fished for 5 fucking hours yesterday.
I feel like that could have just been like, oh, yeah. I mean, because they already say like she's a fishing freak, which she is, because she's like super into it. So like I always thought like her passion was just what it was, but now it's more like a youthful thing, and it kind of, I guess, also explains like why she felt like she's not really a tsundere, so I don't want to throw that label on her, but
She's not.
you kind of get where I'm kind of going with that, where it's like,
She has some tude.
She's kind of
Yeah.
fierce.
Maybe some sass.
yeah, that's more so it. But she had that feel to her, and I was like, huh. But yeah, it makes a little more sense now.
Yeah. This whole episode, well, not the whole episode, but like towards the end, Hero's trying out the lure just to try to catch something and just test it out because, Hana is supposed to be teaching him all this stuff, but she's doing a really terrible job at it. Yeah. He was fishing for as long as he was. I didn't catch shit, but the second Hana touches it, first cast, all of a sudden she caught a fish. Lucky.
She the whole time she did all of this. Like, it was basically like half the episode. She did all of this just so she could dunk on Hero for saying, "What? You don't know how to do." He didn't really say it condescendingly like that. He was just like, yeah, I got you. I'll help you with this." She just wanted to dunk on him and flex her fishing skills just because she felt inferior when she wasn't able to do math.
Yeah. She's the type of person that will hold a grudge. She's the type of person that, let's just say you're married to her. You put the toilet seat up 2 years ago. She's going to pull that out her back pocket and she's going to use it against you if she leaves a dish on a table or something or whatever. Hey, baby, what's this dish doing here on this table? You remember that time?
No, I don't.
2 years ago, it was a Friday night back in 2022. You left the toilet seat up and I didn't say shit. So you could pick up that plate.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Right. You're
Fair.
just like,
All right.
okay. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. She just held that and was just like, well, it doesn't looks like you're not all that in a bag of chips. And then he just kind of like put two and two together and was like, that was the whole point of this? How
Oh.
dare. I'm just wondering when the conversation of him having a brain tumor is going to come up because we're already. I get it. It's early on. We're in episode 4,
It's when
and
him
it's
and his boyfriend are about to make out.
well. I don't know if it's going to be boyfriend.
Don't kiss me. I have a tumor. You may get one too.
Really push.
Oh shit.
They're really put. Sorry, the internet. The fucking hair got me.
Oh.
Hana's hair was consuming me. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I just feel like they're really pushing Hiro and Hana. They're making the ship a thing, and I'm just like, no. I
mean-
want Hana and pink hair. Sorry, Hiro and pink hair, not Hana. Fuck Hana.
I mean, I thought that initially, like when they first were introduced, just because like first girl thing going on in anime, but I don't know if they're even pushing anything romantic between the two. It's just like she is sharing her passion for fishing with Hiro, who is someone like passionless. Like, you know, he's depressed, he's devoid of fun and anything. So she's sharing that bright and enthusiasm with him. I don't now, you know, initially I thought it was like going that way, but now I don't think it's doing that.
But Satsuki, she smiled and the sun was glistening behind her.
No, they're going to do the Takaaki. I'm telling you, that's more of a ship now, confirmed.
Gay
we need
fishing.
to have. We need.
Yeah.
We need that gay fishing. We need it. We need some more moments with them too. Here.
Hero's
Let me
gonna
show
be
you
like.
how to cast.
Hero's gonna be like.
And then you release.
Hero's gonna be like. You like fish sticks?
Now,
Oh my god.
now reel it in nice and slow, but not too fast. Yeah. You feel that?
It's so stupid.
But yes, do you like fish sticks? Yeah. Oh, you're saying you like fish sticks in your mouth? Yeah.
God.
What are you? A gay fish?
Such a horrible joke.
And that is how the series ends. He just realizes, am I a gay fish? This whole time you know what? I was finding meaning and purpose in life, and I finally found it. I'm a gay fish.
Well, anything else on this episode of NegaPosi Angler?
Sasuke
No,
looks
no.
very concerned.
No, I'm looking at something else right now. Trying to figure something out.
But no, I think I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okie dokie, then let's go ahead and get into viewer questions.
Viewer questions.
We got a ton of questions this week. We're going to have to rapid fire.
Oh,
So
Drum roll.
First question out of the many. It be the spooky season. What is your favorite scary movie? Go, go, go,
go. What's my favorite scary movie? I mean, it is the spooky season. I have so many. I love The Thing, the one from the 80s. Sasuke and I saw Winnie the Pooh in Blood and Honey, the sequel.
Oh, God.
We were
We
like
saw that-
we weren't even like watching it. We just like skipping past it just to see like what was going on.
Dude, but you have to admit, the best part was when they killed Winnie the Pooh and he went, "Oh bother!"
Oh bother.
And he fucking got his head sliced off.
He literally just stood there and just watched somebody attempt to kill him, and then
Your
they
mouth
killed him.
was agape, just wide open, and I'm fucking dying, just laughing of the stupidity of it.
That was horrible.
That was pretty bad, but I love The Thing, and I don't know, maybe Nightmare on Elm Street. That one's pretty good too.
I'm gonna be generic, basic little bitch boy here, I love the first Evil Dead movie with all of my
Ooh,
soul.
I love that. That's a good movie.
Second one's
You like
really
all the
good
other
too.
ones? Yeah,
Yeah.
second one's
Army of
great.
Darkness is great in its own way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all three
You
of
ever
them are
seen the
really good.
show?
I've never seen the show, but I've heard it's like really good.
Yeah. I never finished it, but I want to. It's really good. Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Yeah. And there was like that reboot they did like 10 years ago that wasn't very
Oh,
good. But it had a cool ending.
yeah. The after credit scene.
You know, where the truck falls on her and like you think she's gonna take the chainsaw and cut off her hand and it subverts your expectations. He's like, no, I'm just gonna fucking break my arm and just rip off my arm. Like, okay,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool. It's brutal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with something that I feel like influenced a lot of other like plots forward, and I'm gonna go with Carrie.
Ooh,
That's
that's a
one,
good
too.
one.
Yeah, I feel
The
like
bl-
that. I feel like that really like not to say that this was original in this idea, but I think that really pushed forward the idea of showing characters who were bullied and like showing the ramifications of that, basically.
Yeah, where she gets the blood poured on her and everyone's laughing their ass off. You know they're fucked when she just has that look in her eyes and then she shuts with her telekinesis. All the doors just,
I got something for your ass.
yeah, and just lit all those motherfuckers on fire.
Best horror movie ever, Maximum Overdrive.
Oh my god. The only one written by Stephen King and directed.
That was a
Because
weird movie.
he's had a lot of books adapted into movies. He's never directed them, but that's the only one. Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah, that was a weird movie. It had did you know Maximum Overdrive had a soundtrack, an original soundtrack by AC/DC.
AC/DC of all people. Yes, I did know that.
It's such a weird. That whole movie's weird in every way.
For sure.
Weird concept, weird soundtrack, weird everything.
Yeah.
The Ripper Storm said blue screen of Hana. It said your Hana ran into a problem and needs to restart. I've been liking the show a lot these last 2 episodes, so hopefully my prediction for this show doesn't come true. Now I'm kind of worried. Elias here. Hello, I'm late, but I'm here. Give me your money and adoration. Now we're ending the show, Eli.
Yeah, I want to say we're
Yeah.
done now. So
Yeah, you ruined everything.
Yeah,
I lost my appetite.
Yeah, we gotta keep on the rapid fire questions though. We got so many, and that's over. We're done. That was just
Okay, we're done.
Yeah.
Yep, we're done.
That was a pretty quick rapid fire. That was like 10 seconds. We got through that. That was crazy. Holy shit. What the fuck? Oh my god. What am I gonna do? EA, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me over at my channel, Everything Animated, where there's a whole lot of nada, but you know it's okay. I always say one of these days I'll get back into it, and it's gonna continue being that until one of these days I do. But you know it is what it is. We got a blue ski. Put it down in the chat. We got a Patreon. I may have uploaded a video on Patreon that you guys will be able to see. When is that? See tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Morning.
Yeah, but you guys won't know anything about it unless you get in on that. If you want to know what we're talking about early, yeah, I'll keep it up for as until tomorrow morning, and then I'll just take it back down again, I guess. But yeah, we got a Patreon, only one stinking dollar, and we do have a backlog of other cool shit. So that's something to to look forward to talk about, because we talk about Pokemon, anything from Pokemon and video games to drunken stuff to Madoka Magica. We don't discriminate. We talk about all plethora of things. Also, final notes. Favorite Halloween movie that isn't super scary but is around Halloween? Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love Hocus Pocus. I've loved it ever since I was a kid, and I love how popular it is now.
I
It's
also
so great.
love the song Hocus Pocus by the band Focus.
Halloween Town's another one. It's a Disney original movie, and it's so kid friendly and cheesy, but I love Halloween Town. It has the original April O'Neil as the mother in that movie from the 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
There you go. Satsuki, where can they find ya?
You can find me on my main channel, Satsuki the Savage, as well as my Twitch, Satsuki the Savage, not with a THE, that's with a DA between the Satsuki and the Savage, where I stream or try to stream every 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless the Bucks play at 1, in which I will watch them like the masochist I am, watch them lose, and then stream later on that day if I'm feeling up to it, after I get over my my crippling my crippling depression. But there was actually, okay, I wanted to say, if you want to watch Fullmetal Alchemist with us, the schedule has already been posted if you look in our if you look at our community. But just in case if you get lost on that, I'll try to keep a reminder. The next batch of episodes we're watching are 9 through 11, and that's an unfortunate sequence of numbers. But episodes 9 through 11 are the 3 episodes that we're going to be watching. So if you want to stay up to date with us on Fullmetal Alchemist, those are the 3 episodes you need to watch before next week. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Well, as for me, today I did a video on Dandadan's new chapter, so go check that out on my second channel. As for my Bento channel, there's no Chainsaw Man chapter tomorrow. I'm very, very depressed. I'm distraught over that. It hurts. Ow. Pain. But Wednesday gonna do a video, and then Thursday gonna do a video on Dandadan. So normal schedule, all that stuff. Yeah, that's kind of it. So thanks everybody for coming out. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you all next week. Bye bye.
Jenny.
Later.